What is up, beautiful people? I'll say it's not like a big one piece of information that you need to succeed. It's just an accumulation of a lot of little things, and you put it all together, and it helps you out tremendously. Start doing more research and really looking into what I wanted to get, and learning about the business end of it and the combos, and just really diving in deep to educate myself. Here's the thing, and I always say this shit to people: there's blessings and lessons, and that's all there is in life, right? So your blessings are your abundance and things that make you feel good, your accomplishments, blah 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 blah. Your lessons, my G.
Right.
If you don't acknowledge your lesson, you're gonna continue to fucking repeat that shit.
Exactly.
What's up, guys? I'm your host, Jonathan McLean, and tonight we have such an amazing guest. As you guys know, I have Ray from Alluring Serpents on, and I'm super stoked about this. I've been waiting for him to come on my show for quite a while now. I kind of like asked my first 3 months of guests to, kind of book, and so I've been really anticipating this interview. He's backstage right now, so I'm gonna bring him on. Say what's up to everybody in the comments, and we're gonna get the show started. Ray, what is up, my brother?
What's up, man? Yo, big salute on that intro, man. That little video you put together was pretty dope, man. I like it a lot. So great job.
No, I appreciate it, man. I have a lot of fun making those. My thumbnails, my videos, and of course I love doing the lives and everything. But it's a whole creative process, and I know you're like an artist yourself, so every little detail is important, and you just like want to get it right. You want to make sure that everything kind of falls in line and in order, and kind of like hit your points and everything. So,
and that's what'll separate you from everybody else, man, is the attention to detail. Because when people are just skimming the surface, you're digging deeper, and that it shows.
For sure, yeah, yeah. I appreciate the compliment so much.
You deserve it.
Yeah, it's probably one of the most fun things that I've ever done. I think getting into lives, what is it, 2 months ago? You're actually episode 10. So I've been doing this for 10, 11 weeks now, and I was really nervous to do it at first. I've been talking about doing lives for a really long time, and finally kind of kick myself in the butt to do it and get out there.
Yeah.
So
we had that little conversation before you pulled the trigger, remember?
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Yep. Exactly. And yeah, since then, like I've seen you like from a distance a little bit, and I know you're one of the usual suspects and here and there, but like that conversation really helped me understand you more as a person, and yeah, just you're a knowledge of wealth and information and wisdom, and yeah, so I know everybody here is stoked to see you, and so tonight it's all about you.
Appreciate
so
you
let me
being here.
Yes, thank you so much, family. Let me kind of pull up these comments. Man, we got a lot already.
Nice.
First up, we got Stan. Stan's like always one of the first people, I feel.
Yeah, Stan's awesome, man. Stan, what up?
Thank you so much for coming out, Stan. We got more Forge up here.
What up?
We got T Keys and Keisha. What is up, family?
My brother from another mother.
Yes, sir. Ray, what it do?
What do you do?
We got Kingdom Pythons.
Yo, Joe, man, I love Joe, man. Joe's awesome, dude. I need to actually call him to catch up. It's been, I feel like it's been too long. I got to keep it consistent.
I got you, man. Locked and loaded ball pythons. Frank, thank you so much, dude. And of course, you've been saying your hellos to everybody.
Yeah, a couple people.
Eric's Morph Factory. Thank you so much, Eric. Tammy from Tamithus Reptiles. Thank you so much for being out. Everybody here is just like a super supporter. We're all one community, so it's good that we can all get together and support each other like this.
Yeah, I agree.
Gage up in the house. Thank you so much, Gage.
I love his name, man. Scientist. It's dope.
For real. And make sure you guys check out the podcast that he's gonna be doing with Big Mike.
That's
another
right.
Awesome dude. We got Darlene Kersey up here. Thank you so much, Darlene. Really appreciate you and everything you do. Mystery Morphs. Blaker's Pythons. What is up, everybody?
What up? What up?
Got
What up?
Christina from Genetics Nerd. I just got to say, I'm going to call her out, give her a shout out. She's super awesome, super intelligent. If you guys ever, hopefully I'm not going to like fill up her inbox with DMs like from everybody, but if you guys have questions about like genetics or like actual scientific sort of stuff, she's a really fascinating person to talk to. She can send you lots of cool links and stuff. Shane from Heads and Tails, my partner in crime. Yeah, so Shane's awesome. He does a podcast with Ken, and I've been going on lives with Shane and Ken every chance that I get.
Yeah, they're awesome. People. They got great energy. Mitzian.
Yeah. Ancestral Royal Pythons, what is up?
Mr. Bro J.
It's like a long list of people. We got 24 people up in here. Thank you, everybody. Don't leave. I'm just getting started. Kike up in here, Mr. Super Supporter, the ambassador, the one and only Kike from Bosa Balls. Thank you so much, dude. Oh, yeah. Man. And we got Kent from Craft Brew. What is up, dude? Make sure you guys check out his show as well. Saturday nights,
4 p.m.
J Hill. What is up, man? So many comments. It's just like never ending.
Yeah, I love it, man. Thank you guys
so much. Might have hit everybody. We got Ken up in here. Like I said, make sure you guys check out his channel. Does a podcast with Shane from Heads and Tails. Man, a lot of you guys come out. Multiplayer Morse. It's really cool seeing you do a live the other day. Really awesome to kind of see you and put a face behind your account. I love it. Man, that might be everybody. I'm not sure. If I missed you, I do apologize. No worries, I think we already got like 100 comments already. All right. So, guys, if I missed you, I do apologize. Oh, you know what? Mitzi. Can't leave Mitzi out of here. Thank you so much, Mitzi. Always there on everybody's live as well. You know what? Oh, and we got Bold Coast Exotics. Nice. And that puts us up to 25 people. All right. So, Ray, let's get this started. I want to say thank you so much for coming on my show.
Thank you for having me here.
For sure. So I just want to say that I think you're one of the most respected people in this industry.
Thank you.
And I love everything that you do. And I think that you've earned that reputation. Kind of like one of the things that I wanted to start out with is everybody here is here for you. They have mad respect for you. And, it shows by the love that you get and by the love that you put out. And I just want to say, like, ever since I saw you do that live with MJ, my respect for you, although it was already high, like just skyrocketed. And then my respect for MJ is up there just as much too, because like it takes a man to be able to call out somebody else, but also it takes a man to admit when you're wrong. And it's really hard to change and to grow for anybody. And the way that you handled that interview was absolutely amazing. I think that's probably one of the most memorable interviews I've ever seen from anybody, because you're going on a platform with a man that has a huge influence, a huge following, and just really being able to like bounce off each other and kind of like say what kind of needed to be here to be heard. Because there's like so much drama in our community right now, whether it's racism or bullying or kind of people having their own cliques and kind of just clashing with each other. It's unnecessary, because we're here for the animals. We're here for all of that. And I just want to say that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I always say, like, if we take a few steps back and look at the bigger picture, like we're all in this together, and it's important that we move as a school of fish instead of individuals.
For sure.
When you look at we have a very small minority group as the reptile community compared to the whole world. So when we start having inner turmoil or turbulence, it's bad for all of us. It's not just an individual thing. So that thing with MJ, the show with MJ was really nice, and I gotta salute MJ for real, because after our show, we talked, and we still talk now to this day, and you could see the significant changes that he's made in himself
Yeah.
moving forward from that. So like, everybody deserves opportunity, and
Yeah.
everybody deserves the salute when they actually start making changes to better themselves,
Yeah, absolutely. And I like to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, because you never know what somebody's going through. You never know, how someone was raised, or, the pain that they feel on a day-to-day basis, or this or that, and
Yeah, there's a backstory to
everybody.
everybody.
Absolutely. And I do want to say this. I kind of like wrote this in my notes too, but anybody who's here, you people in the chat, the community that I wish to build, is my brand and my channel is meant to bring people together despite the race, religion, political beliefs, background, upbringing. And my goal is essentially to be a place of community, a place of healing, a place of diversity, a place where people can truly be themselves. And this is not a place created for division, but a place meant to build that unity.
Yeah, that's what we
And
should all do.
ball
That's what we
python
should all do,
people,
brother.
absolutely. And ball python people are not, better than fish people. Fish people aren't better than, gecko people, etc. And at the end of the day, we're all people that are, we're all people. We're all human. We all have mistakes and flaws, but I want to create a place where everybody can feel welcome, feel accepted, be able to bounce off ideas and not get offended.
Yeah.
And so, there's even people that watch my channel, and maybe you guys are in the chat right now, that you guys don't even own animals. You don't own ball pythons, or you don't have fish. Maybe you don't even have like a dog or whatever, but like, they will still come and watch my channel. I know that those people kind of float around our community, but it's because we are developing a sense of community. We are developing a place where people can feel comfortable, and a place where people can express themselves or get educated on something. And, it's our job to educate people. It's our job to, spark that interest in people if that's what they want to do. So,
yeah, that's why I always say, if you got a podcast, you kind of unwillingly took the responsibility of representing all of us. So it's important. It's important that what you put out is, it doesn't matter what you put out, but the way you put it out. Like,
yep.
Just be a little mindful that I represent you, John.
All right.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's important to know that I represent you, John, and John, you represent me, and everybody in the chat. We all represent each other, and if we carry ourselves in a positive light, then it's just going to benefit the whole industry as a whole. So, super important.
Yeah, 100%. And I love this whole podcasting thing, because it gives us a chance to see things from different perspectives. Gets a chance to get to know somebody who's really trying to build something, and then all together we're trying to work towards a lot of those same goals. So
exactly. Yeah. You know what? You move faster when you have a community of people that are there to help you, even when they're not even trying to help you. They're just having conversation, but they might say something that rings that bell or lights that light bulb above your head. And
it's above everybody. Yep. Sorry.
super important, man. No, it's all good. Super important, man. I just think that if we're really paying attention, we all do a lot for each other, and I love it. I love it. Yeah. I love this one. I love it. I used to think, like, why did certain things not work out for me in my past? And it's like, oh, this is why, because I'm supposed to be here doing this with all you beautiful people. So yeah,
100%. This community and the reptile thing has completely changed my life, completely changed my mental health, and really given me a sort of purpose in life. Something that I can focus on, and something I feel passionate about enough to be able to say, man, if I do this for the rest of my life, I'll probably be pretty happy. And then not only is it just the animals that give me that sense of purpose, but it's the community, because without the community, I just be sitting at home with my animals. Like, animals are great, but like it's all the people that are around that just make it so wonderful.
Something that I'm noticing is when I first got in, like, it was really just about animals, which is beautiful because we all love the animals. So I don't see anything wrong with that at all. But what I like that's starting to kind of reveal itself is the care for the people behind the animals, right? Because if the people behind the animals is feeling good, or are feeling good, then they're gonna take care of their animals well. So, it's a double win when you care
Sure.
about the people behind the animals, not just the animals. So yeah, that's something I like to
100%.
focus on, and something I'm really starting to notice is a focus for other people too. So it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty introverted, and even like out in public, to be honest, like I have like social anxiety where it's like I'd rather just stick to myself rather than kind of put myself out there.
Oh yeah, dude.
But ever since I, came into this community and found this community and started, meeting people online, like a lot of that has pretty much disappeared. Like me doing a podcast, I probably wouldn't have thought of doing that, like a year or two ago. Like it's just something I'm like, oh no, I'll never do that. I'm not gonna go and make a YouTube or start interviewing people. But
Yeah, I remember you
it's
saying you were
been life
nervous
changing.
about putting your face on screen and talking and doing all that. And look at you now, bro.
It's fun.
Yeah,
It's
that's
it's
awesome.
definitely a life changer, and it's something that like I said, I feel like I could do this for the rest of my life. I plan to be the best at what I do, and with like the whole podcasting thing, it gives me something that I can build up each and every week. Something I can get better at.
Hmm.
So it's not that I'm trying to stay plateaued. It's like every week I want to get better and better and better, and make a better experience for my guests and for the audience, and
Yeah.
um,
This year,
it's fun.
this year that just passed, 2022, was when I really decided to like put myself out there and really, dive deep into letting myself be vulnerable to scrutiny or criticism or whatever it is that's out there for me. But you said you had social anxiety, dude. Heavy, heavy. I mean, to the
Hmm.
point where like sometimes I'll be driving somewhere and it might be like a social function, and I'll
Yeah.
turn around and go home because I just can't handle it. My heart's
Y-
racing. I feel
Yeah.
clammy. Like I'm just not comfortable at all. But when it comes to things like this, it's important to push past those boundaries.
Yeah.
Like I get uncomfortable before every live. I had anxiety before we started tonight. And
Oh yeah, me too.
yeah, I say it often because I want people to know that like, damn, Ray says he's dealing with anxiety. Now, maybe I might not show it, but it's definitely in there. But I want people to see, like, okay, if he could push through his anxiety and this is how he manages it, I could do the same thing, because I'm
Yeah.
nobody special. And anything I could do, everybody else could do. And that's just, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I'm right there with you. And just reading through the comments, a lot of us are experiencing that. Even Darlene says we could be anxiety buddies, but
Yeah.
I think she said something earlier as far as yeah. So a lot of us really experience that. So it's not a bad thing. I think that's where we come in and support each other, share our stories, and um, if you and I can make progress on like our mental health and things like that, then someone who wants to grow and mature and kind of get over those fears and that anxiety can kind of follow in that same path. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we have been there
gotta lead
before.
by example, man. I could tell you to do something all day long, but if I show you how I do it, you're more likely to follow that. So,
Yeah.
you know.
So, getting into this interview, Ray, I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? How did you start Alluring Serpents, and kind of like what's your backstory, man?
All right, so I'll do it quick though, because I kind of feel like we always say these things, right?
No, I feel that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm Ray, and I'm the owner of Alluring Serpents, and this was something that I became passionate about 8 years ago, and I kind of got hit with the bug really quick, man, and I started getting snakes really fast, and I started watching YouTube videos, and I started doing things. I was pairing snakes my first year, my first clutch my first year. It was pretty intense, and then I had to move around a lot, and I had another kid on
Mm.
the way, and that was my fourth kid, and so I started selling things off, and kind of shrunk my collection down until I finally settled in where I'm at now, which it's been
Mm.
about 4 years now, and I just decided to take it more serious. I was really paying attention to people and seeing that this is something that's very possible to earn a living from, right? So it's something that I love and it's something that I could provide with. So like what's better than that, to be passionate about what you do to sustain a living?
Mm.
Yeah.
So, how did you come up with the name Alluring Serpents?
So I was just sitting there, and I thought to myself, I need a name. Everybody has a name for their snake business or
Yeah.
hobby, whatever it is. And honestly, Alluring Serpents popped in my head, and I'm very faith driven, right? So I feel like everything happens for a reason. So
Yeah.
the name of the business was one of those things where Alluring Serpents popped in my head, and I didn't question if that should be it or not. I was just like, oh, cool, that's it. Almost like it was like a message, like here, like God was like, hey, here, use Alluring Serpents, and that'll be yours. And I was like, yeah, thanks so much. I didn't even
Yeah.
question or try to come up with other names or have a list of names that I had to pick from. Nothing like that. It was just like Alluring Serpents. Cool. Let's ride with that. And then obviously I checked to make sure nobody else had it. And when I saw that nobody did, I was like, perfect, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. That's really awesome. For me, it's like hearing it. It's definitely unique. Like I feel like it definitely is different from kind of like the other sort of reptile, ball python business names that people are putting out there. And that's
Well,
really awesome.
alluring means beautiful, majestic, mesmerizing, stuff like that. So I was like, okay, that, and then we were dealing with serpents, so it makes good sense to be Alluring Serpents.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So can you tell me if you don't want to, touch on these subjects, it's all right, but can you tell me a little bit about, your family life, your home life? Like what are things like behind the scenes?
Yeah, man. So I have 4 kids. I have a beautiful wife, and I'm a Puerto Rican statistic, so I have 3 baby moms. My 2 oldest kids I've raised by myself for the past like 14 years.
Yeah.
I have my 3rd child, which is my second daughter. I share her with her mom, and we do 50-50 every week. And then I got my little guy that you always see in like Hair Down Fridays. He pops up here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's here all the time, so that's awesome. I just became a grandfather like last year.
All right.
Wait, no, I'm sorry, the year before last. So yeah, I've been a grandfather. I was a 39-year-old grandfather. It was kind of fucking shocking.
Grandpa Ray. All right.
Grandpa
Yeah,
Papa
man.
Ray, yeah,
Papa Ray. That's cool, man. I don't have kids or anything like that, and but man, I can't, I can only imagine the sort of feelings that you get along with being like a father or grandfather. And
so being a parent is one thing because you have to focus on raising your kids and kind of sculpting them to become good adults for themselves and for their future, right?
Yeah.
From a grandfather perspective, it's like, dude, I just get to love on my little granddaughter and have fun with her, and it's the responsibility of having to raise her is not there, which makes it more fun for me, So when she's here, I love it, and she fills me up with joy, man. Yeah, it's
for
beautiful.
sure. Yeah, my parents keep asking me like, when are we gonna have some grandbabies? And it's like, all right, I don't even have a girlfriend right now.
Yeah.
But, it's like something. They want that experience of being able to sit on the side, probably take a man for a weekend, here and there, and just enjoy them, spoil them and stuff. So, that's how it comes.
I think that one of the most difficult things about being a parent, and this is for anybody that's not a parent yet, is you have to battle the world for your children's mindset. So you have entertainers, music, movies, sports, kids that aren't doing the right things in the streets. All these different things are trying to basically reel in your child's mind, right? And you got to constantly be fighting the world for them, and they don't even realize it. Sometimes they'll beef with you and be like, oh, well, I like this music, and it's like, dude, you're poisoning yourself. You don't even get it. You know what I mean? But I would say that's the hardest part about being a parent is you're in a constant battle with the world for your kids, and that's a battle I love fighting though, because it's worth it.
For sure. Real quick, I just want to pull up a couple people that came in. What is up, Jay?
Hey, Big Jay,
what is up? And just real quick, I want to say this, and I'm going to say it at the end of the show too, but I believe I got Jay on next week, so make sure you guys tune in next week as well.
Nice.
We got Adam from Proper Royals. I always say this, but if it weren't for Adam, I wouldn't know half of you guys. And
what up?
He's like, been one of my mentors and, the kind of one of those people that I can go to and really kind of bounce off ideas and things like that. And if it weren't for him, I probably wouldn't be doing all this podcasting type stuff.
I like that. We have so many podcasts, and everybody kind of brings in their own juju. You know what I mean? Adam is very he's very like professional and very like corporate. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he brings professionalism to it. He has an agenda in his interview, and you know he sticks to the topics and all. It's cool, man. You know, and then you got other people that just like loose cannons, and we're just all over the place. But you know, there's space for everybody, man, and that's really cool. And I like that about our community, is that it's not a carbon copy of everybody. You know, everybody has their own spiel, I guess is the right word, or maybe
yeah. And you know, everyone takes their own experiences from their life and incorporates it in, you know, to their show. So, you know, like Adam has like a huge, you know, restaurant background and things like that, with like that, you know, sort of level and corporate and so yeah, very business minded, very analytical, very like numbers oriented, because like let's say, you know, being in the restaurant industry, you're focusing on like cutting your labor costs, your food costs, and making sure that you're, you know, not one penny goes to waste. And so I really like the fact that he brings that to the table when it comes to, you know, his podcasting and interviewing guests, because, you know, with his experience and things like that, he can get on people that he can carry conversation with, you know, that have similar experience or have more professional backgrounds. And so that's why I love watching him. But, you know, like I said, everybody's different, and because of their experiences and their perspective, you know, they have something else to offer.
You get some people that, you know, they like to exploit the drama. You got some people that are just really focused on the animals. You got some people that are focused on like Holdback Rack. They're very focused on you know, the health and disease and husbandry, and you know, everybody has their own little niche, man. And it's pretty cool to see from outside the box. I plan on joining you guys eventually, but you know, I'm working on it.
I feel that, man. I mean, I think you'd be good at it. Like you did you know, you kind of subbed in for Keys and with Gavin, I think it was, right? That was really awesome, man. You did a really good job.
Yeah, thank you, man.
I know you can do it. I know you can do it. So yeah, I'll be waiting for that.
Shout out to Keys, man, for trusting me with his platform, man. That's like that was a huge responsibility in my eyes, and I was like super nervous about it, because you know you want to do a good job and make people proud of you, and especially when they're putting their faith in you. So that was an exciting moment for me, maybe a milestone in my journey. Yeah,
that's really awesome. So I am a little bit curious, what do you do for work? Like I know from watching you know, some of your other podcasts and interviews that you've done with people, you buy, grade, and sell collectible cards, like sports cards. Is that right? You still do that?
Yeah, still do that. Kind of slowed down a little bit. PSA is the company that grades the cards, right? And they're basically king of the mountain when it comes to grading. During COVID, man, they had you know, they shut everything down. They were backlogged for who knows how long. They still had people sending them stuff even during their shutdown. So they set me back like a year and a half.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So it was a lot of turbulence in that area of what I do. But I'm slowly getting back into it. I got a buddy of mine that runs Break. Do you know what a break is?
I don't know. I'm here to learn. Let's go.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah. So a sports card break is basically like, he has a Facebook group, and he'll buy like a case of Topps Chrome, you know, baseball cards, right? And then he'll put a list together and say, you know, it'll be every team, and then people could buy that specific team and get all the cards in that entire case for that team.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was really cool, and that's how I got introduced to the sports cards adventure. And
so were you keeping sports cards like as a child, or was it just something more like in your adult life that you kind of found?
So yeah. When I was a kid, you know, under 10 years old, my uncle was big into collecting sports cards, and he used to buy like sets for me and give it to me, and you know, hook me up with stuff. And as I got older, you know, things kind of get lost and misplaced as we move around and stuff like that. So unfortunately, I don't have all that good stuff that I had back then. But it's always been embedded in me. You know, I used to look in the Beckett magazines for prices, you know, before the internet was all.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. I grew up collecting sports cards too. You know, I think it's kind of like interesting. But I think the first time that I ever saw sports cards or everything, I was it's probably like kindergarten, first grade, and like I don't know what it was. They had like these prizes for our class, and I ended up choosing like these baseball cards, and they're like super old school and everything. I don't have them anymore, but and then growing into my youth, as far as like getting into like elementary school and maybe junior high, I was probably collecting before then, to be honest. But yeah, started with like basketball cards, and I like got heavy into like collecting football cards, and like anytime I go anywhere, I would just buy packs and packs or boxes of football cards, and so even now I still have thousands and like I don't know, thousands of football cards. Just got a bunch of the like plastic cases that are just like filled up. I got some books of football cards, and
you got to go through some of that stuff, man, and see. So when you go for pricing things now, right? We don't really use Beckett magazines.
Yeah, no, I remember having those magazines too. Yeah,
I used to love getting a new one. Like, oh, let me see where my cards are at now. Went up freaking $3 or whatever. But it was pretty cool. I remember when I was a kid in elementary school, one of my teachers had us like pick stocks, and we were learning about stocks in elementary school, and that was like something I really found interesting. I've always liked like researching things and statistics and stats and all this other stuff. But
sure.
Yeah, when I found the Beckett book, I was like, ooh, man, this kind of reminds me of like stocks, because you could see like the fluctuation prices and all this other stuff. So it was my kid version of the stock market. And then
basically
started diving in deep to understand like what it meant to get it graded and see the price differences versus a raw card. So an ungraded card is called a raw card. Then you get it graded. There's PSA 10s is the best that you could get with PSA. Then you have 9s, 8s, 7s, 6s, 5s, whatever. So I started kind of diving in deep to learn more about that. And then, before you send any cards out to PSA, you want to be able to grade it yourself, right, to their standard.
Okay.
I got a microscope. I got,
oh, wow,
all stuff to really check out corners and edges, and you measure the spacing from the edge of the card to the beginning of the print. Like, there's so many different factors. And that's kind of like the next level after collecting. So
yeah, that's really awesome. So in place of Beckett magazine, what do they use now, or how do you determine the cost of a card?
Yeah, so now basically eBay is the new Beckett. So you go to let's say you got a Pete Alonso Topps Chrome rookie card. It's graded a PSA 10 or something like that. You'd go to eBay, you go to sold items, and you look at last sold, and it's usually between like an average of like the last 2 or 3 sales for that card. And honestly, that's kind of like the stock market too, because prices are constantly fluctuating. You got auctions in there where people are bidding. Your shit could be hot today, and then tomorrow it could tank or it could skyrocket. So
for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. I honestly, I like to gamble. I like to play poker. I'm a poker player. I have majority of my life.
Poker's fun. Can't lie about that.
Yeah, so I feel like everything you do is a gamble in a sense, because you don't know the outcome of anything. You just have to put in the work, do some research, speculate the best you can, and then pull the trigger if you feel like it's in upward direction.
For sure. Yeah, I've always been fascinated by sports cards, and that's something I want to get into more. And maybe I'll have to check out my collection, see what I can do with it, because like I'm just sitting on them. I'm kind of like, I feel like I've had most of them since I was a kid, and I'm like just waiting for them to come up with the value, but I have no idea even what the value is. I mean, I might be sitting on thousands of dollars worth of cards, or I might
so here's the thing.
Nothing.
You take one of your raw cards that you have, and one that looks like it's in good shape, and then you go on eBay and you check out the PSA 10 version of that and what that value is. And if it makes sense and the card is up to standard in your eyes, then maybe it's a good idea to send it out and sell it, make some money, and then invest that money in something else.
How much does it cost to get a card graded?
It really depends on the value of the cards. So like if I had a Michael Jordan rookie card, a Michael Jordan rookie card graded as a 10 is like, I don't even know how much it is, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the value to grade that card might cost you 10 grand.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now if you have like a rookie from this year or last year, and you can grade that, and that as a 10 is maybe a few $100, it might cost you only $25 to grade it. So it varies on the value of the card after it's graded.
Wow, I never would have guessed that, to be honest. I figured it would just be like a flat rate or something like that. But that's interesting too, because you
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to, yeah, if you're gonna grade something, might
yeah.
cost you a little bit more.
I think the way they see it is like, listen, if we're gonna grade this for you and this shit's gonna bring you like $100,000, we're not gonna charge you 25 bucks.
Yeah,
You know? Yeah.
for sure. I just want to say thank you, Nicole, for coming in. Gershon, thank you for coming in. Uh, Gio, thank you for coming in. Jay, thank you, everybody who's here. We got 35 people right now.
Very cool, man. What up,
So
guys?
I know you have done. You did that. I know you've said you've kind of dealt with like storage lockers and things like that, but you also said that you used to be a tattoo artist. Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Are
yeah.
you tattooing now, or?
I still do tattoos now. I'm very, very selective of who I tattoo and what I tattoo. So like, close friends and family, obviously, I'll hook them up because those are my people and not a problem. When it comes to maybe somebody I haven't tattooed before or like an acquaintance, it really depends on what they want. If it's something I just don't feel like doing, then I'll just say, nah, I don't want to do that. Or, not to be disrespectful or anything, but just like,
Yeah.
It's something that I've done for so long. I've done it since I was 16 and I'm 40 now. So it's been a long
Yeah.
time. So it's
Gotcha.
something that I eventually would like to just kind of wipe that away,
No, I feel that. No,
Yeah.
for sure.
But yeah, I'm still doing it now. And, it's
Nice.
good money and stuff like that. I used to own a tattoo shop with my buddy and I ended up walking away about 8 years ago. And, we just didn't see eye to eye on certain things. And, no hard feelings or anything like that, and just keep moving forward and keep the focus, and that's it.
What's up, Ken? Yeah, that's really awesome, man. I don't have any tattoos. I'm looking to get. I want tattoos, and I think maybe the first one I'm gonna get is probably my logo. To be honest, as I don't know, as a I don't know if you want to call it selfish, but as weird as that is, it's like this is part of my life now. This is something that it's part of
No,
me.
how's that weird, man? That's not weird.
No, it's not weird, but I it was a couple of years ago. I got on a list for this artist out here in Denver, Colorado. His name is Brian Alfaro. If anybody wants like a sick tattoo, like what they call it, black and gray, is that right?
Yep.
Black gray tattoos, realism. Check that guy, Brian Alfaro. I mean, I was on his list for 2 years, like his waiting list, because he's just so packed and busy. And by the time they called me, I wanted to get a sleeve or two done, and they wanted a big old deposit, and didn't have the money at the time. But so right now I'm tattooless.
Yeah, that's how that goes, man. Tattoos are awesome, right? And it's cool if you own a shop and you have employees and you're generating income like that. But to be just an artist, like, that takes a lot of time and dedication. And I got kids, man, and I really never saw them as much as I would like to. And growing up without a dad, I always said to myself, like, yo, when I'm a dad, I'm gonna make sure I'm there all the time, regardless of what I have to struggle through, outside of that box.
Yeah. Now, I mean, it seems like art, I guess in that sense, has been a big part of your life.
Yeah.
And how where did that start? I guess are you into? So you did tattoos, but are you into like painting? Drawing. Music. Like, how does that artistry play into who you are as a person?
So everything. So I've loved art ever since I was little. Whether it be coloring in a coloring book when I was 3 years old, or having my own sketch pad when I was 5 or 6, and then moving forward. So I feel like it's just something that I enjoy and I love. I used to draw a lot. I used to paint a lot. It kind of slowed down as responsibilities start getting stacked on the table, and
Yeah.
you don't have time to sit there for 6 hours just drawing.
Oh man, no, I know for sure. Yeah.
But as far as art goes, like, that's active in my life all day, every day. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm trying to be creative in what I'm doing. And I try to show that in like maybe my snake pairings. Yeah, you're still getting you're the close family and friends group. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, man, I try to be creative and have an artistic outlook on everything I do. So like even when my pairings, I'm focused on the Xanthic stuff right now, Xanthic clown stuff, and then With that, I need to focus, in my mind, I need to focus on, dark genetics and pattern mutations. I can't focus on, orange dreams and yellow bellies. I need to focus on, leopards and blackheads,
Sure.
kind of stuff like that. So in my mind, that's my artsy way of working with the snakes. And then, I just started the apparel stuff. So, I'm trying to be creative and maybe create some different clothing that maybe you don't see too often or that stands out from the rest, and just put a little spin on it. And
Yeah, man. You definitely do a good job with that. I know your apparel right now is probably, the hottest in the game. You know what I mean? Like you definitely take it to a new level. I would say so.
that's cool,
Yeah,
man.
you
Thank you.
definitely, you could tell that whenever you're showing your stuff off that you put work into it. You put in, yeah, some effort on your designs, and it's not just logo on the front, whatever on the back. Like you got, your brand all around it. You know what I
It's
mean?
a, it's a
And
little it's a little swaggerish.
yeah, no, I like it. I'm gonna definitely have to cop some for
Yeah, I
sure.
think to myself like, okay, what would I like to wear?
Yeah, yeah.
What would I like to wear, and then I'll make that and put it out there, and hopefully that's the thing, man. Like I do stuff not with the intention that, oh, everyone's gonna like this, or I'm making it for everyone to like it. It's kind of like I'm making this and I really like it, and fingers crossed other people like it too. But I do it for myself first, and then hopefully that carries over into other people enjoying it and appreciating it. So
Yeah, 100%. Because I mean, you got to represent your brand yourself. You got to enjoy what you're wearing, and then when people see that you enjoy it and that it looks good on you, other people want to get in on it. You know what I mean? So, um, I guess on that aspect, so with your logo that you've got right now, is that something you designed? What's up, man? What's up, buddy?
he was trying to sneak in. I just might as well just let it happen, man. Say what's up. That's
Every
John.
everybody
John
say hi. Everybody say hi. What's your name? What's your name, buddy?
Christian.
Christian. That's my brother's name. My brother's name is Christian, so that's a good name. Yep.
All
Yep.
right, get out of here. I love you. But oh, the charger? Yeah, you need that. Sorry, John. Hold on one second, bro.
Oh, you're
Here,
good.
All right, I love you guys. Good night. Okay, sorry about that.
Oh no, don't be sorry.
Artsy stuff. Yeah, let's go.
So did you design your logo, or did somebody else design your logo?
I designed it myself, and I originally
Nice.
put like 3 snake heads together with some color.
Yeah, I remember that logo. Yep.
Yeah, and I was going to Daytona Reptile show, and I couldn't get that made fast enough for me. So I was like, shit, I need to
Mm.
make another logo that I
Oh,
could,
really?
so that I could basically buy the vinyl and cut it myself, and then heat press it onto a T-shirt, and then that'll just be what it is. So I
For
jumped
sure.
on Photoshop, started messing around, kind of seeing what I like. I have a pastel VPI or a pastel blade VPI Xanthic clown female, and she has a crazy head stamp. Just dots everywhere. It just looks insane. So I was like, oh, let me take a picture of her head. I threw the image up on Photoshop. I outlined it with the marker or whatever, and that became the logo. That's what you see here in the middle.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
So that's actually a snake that you had or had. Do
Yeah.
you still have? You said her.
Yeah. So I'll
Nice.
probably have her for a long time, man. She's a double visual VPI clown. So,
Yeah.
but I had to kind of dim down some of the dots, man. Her head pattern is way crazier than
Yeah.
this. This is even so crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I
yeah,
love
yeah.
how your logo is like clean. You got the snake head in the middle, like Alluring Serpents.
Yeah, simple font,
Yeah.
snake head. Cool head stamp. I think what I'm gonna do moving forward is I'm gonna have seasons of apparel. So for 2023 season, you're gonna see this with this snake head stamp, and then for 2024, it'll be the same outer snake head shape, but it'll have a different head stamp from another snake that I have in my collection. So
That's pretty smart.
yeah, it'll be something cool that people could collect and look forward to what the next season is bringing.
No, for sure. Before I got into like the reptile thing, ball pythons, before I even bought a ball python, I had Inkleline as like my company, even though it's not, it's not really a company or anything. It's more just like I'm building the foundation for that. But it started out as me trying to make shirt designs and things like that. that I could sell to people, just kind of having like you know, an apparel company. And so, you know, I hired an artist to do a couple different pieces for me. One was like a panda, like eating like bamboo, and it's like it was just in his style. It's like more like that scribble style where it's like, you know, whatever, and then like add a little bit of color to it. And the next one was like a black rhino, same thing. You know, I had like the horn like a purple color and stuff. Even though I kind of wanted to change the gold, but like I started out doing that, and kind of my goal with that was to like, let's say, make like 10 different designs, and then kind of have like merch drops, you know what I mean, where you get something new every now and then. And
Yeah,
but man, it's fun. So
it
you're
is
doing
fun.
that. You're doing that. Yes. What other visions do you have with that? Or, you know, shirts? You're gonna make like hats or?
I think right now it's very gender neutral. So you could get a shirt and it could be for a guy or a girl. It doesn't
Sure.
matter. But I think eventually I'll go for this is the guys line, and then this will be like the females version. So you'll have like spaghetti straps or V necks or
Gotcha.
maybe like what do they call those? Like where they show their belly or what, I don't know what they're called, bro. But
Who knows?
yeah, belly. I don't
Belly
know.
shirts? I don't know.
But yeah, I think eventually I'll get to the point where I have a male's line and a female's line, and
Okay.
each version will have its own designs and stuff like that. So yeah,
Nice.
I just think it'll be really cool, man. So um, I want this to be my main source of income. I want this to be what I do full time. So
Yeah.
I have to attack all aspects of our industry, right? So
Yeah.
we have the snakes, obviously, which is priority number one. Then we have the clothing line. Then I'm also breeding rodents, which I plan on not just breeding rodents for myself, but breeding rodents to sell to my community.
For sure.
Um, things like that, man. I actually have a lot more in mind. I won't speak on it. Sorry, John, but
Okay, no, you're good. You're good.
I got
I'll wait
some
for that
really,
surprise. You know, I'll wait for that to roll around.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, actually, I'll tell you one thing I got which I don't mind talking about. So with the rodents, a lot of people, the biggest concern with the rodents is the ammonia in the
sure.
urine and what it smells like. It smells like shit, like just being real. Um,
Yeah, no, it does.
so there's a few different methods to combat the odor, and that is through the bedding, right? Some people have
Yep.
bedding mixtures and different products for bedding, and they say this works better than that, or you mix these together and that works. But at the end of the day, it still smells like shit. There's a company out there that deals with food, and they're attacking it from the digestive system, and
Oh, gotcha.
right, so that's pretty cool, and I think that's beneficial, and it helps. Terrence is actually using that Keys constrictors. So between that and the bedding mixture, he's having some success, which is great. But I'm kind of going a little different route, and I'm kind of focused on. So I'm a solution seeker, right? So if I'm doing something and I see that there's a problem that maybe hasn't been tackled yet, I want to focus my energy on that and see if maybe I could solve that problem, right? So my thing is I'm actually working on something that's attacking that issue through the water. So you got to figure the
Hmm.
urine is what carries the ammonia. So
Yeah.
if you can do something with the water that prevents the ammonia from being created in the urine. I mean, ammonia is basically what, like bacteria, right? That's what creates the ammonia, bacteria. Is that accurate? I don't even know.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, but it definitely, yeah, with the rats, you leave them there for a day or two, and all of a sudden, you know, everything stinks. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
definitely from the urates, and you know, of course, they poop like all the time, all day as well. But
Yeah, so
yeah.
I have a two bin test running right now, and I have a control bin where it has a 1.4 right now, and then I
Okay.
have the test bin where it's a 1.4, and I have the water solution that I've created in one bin, and the control bin gets the regular tap water from the 5 gallon bucket. It's been about 4 weeks now since I've changed the bedding, and I had a buddy of mine come over with
Oh
a fresh
wow.
nose. Yeah, I've had a buddy of mine come over with a fresh nose because sometimes you go nose blind to this shit, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, "Hey man, do me a favor, stick your head in that bin right there and take a whiff." He's like, "What the hell?" And
Yeah.
sure enough, he opened the bin and he like stuck his face in there and he smelled it. And he's like, "Dude, it doesn't smell like anything but like
Wow.
poop and rats." And I'm like, "Yeah, perfect. That's what I want." And now I was like, "Yo, smell the control bin." So he opened the control bin, and he's like, he couldn't even get close to it. He's like, "I can't even fucking get close to that thing." So
Wow.
doing something right, and hopefully I could really dial in on specifics and dosages and really get that dialed in, man. So that'll be another source of income if I could, bring that to light and put it on the market. So whatever I
Yeah,
could do.
yeah, no, you definitely have something there, and I wish you all the blessings, luck, and success with that, because it's and I feel honored that you even said that on my live, because it is about helping out the entire community rather than just doing things selfishly for our own benefit.
Yeah.
So I think that you've got something. I think you're going to figure it out, and I'll be a customer for sure. And I'm sure everybody here will be too, because I think that sounds pretty revolutionary.
Yeah,
Because
man. Yeah.
I mean,
I like
after 2 days, 3 days, like if you don't clean that bedding, like it just stinks. So that's why I don't have rats right now, because they just stink.
yeah,
And
it smells
I don't want to bring that into the place where I'm living, because I'm living with somebody else, and they'll let me have my snakes, but I kind of had to get rid of my rats whenever I came over here, just
yeah, that was kind of
out of respect.
yeah, that was a big thing for me, man. Like, there's a lot of small rodent breeders that are just breeding to feed their collection, and maybe some people are in an apartment, right? And
Yeah,
if I could create something that they could use to where maybe only smells like a hamster cage and not like an ammonia factory, that'll be
yeah,
beneficial for everybody. So it's not just about me; it's about what can I bring to the table for the industry. And now I got a lot of other big plans too, moving forward down the line. But you guys will have to stay tuned for that.
yeah. No worries, man. Yeah, that's really exciting. I think you're gonna do great with it. What is up, Holly? Thank you so much. And I don't think I said what's up to Tamara either.
Yeah,
Really
shout out to
appreciate
Holly,
everybody.
bro. I like her a lot, bro. It was a pleasure having you with us on Hair Down Friday, and big love to you, and appreciate you very much.
Yeah, she's been great and awesome. We've had conversations ourselves, and just an amazing woman in this industry. And I can't
Yeah,
wait to get to know her more, to see her face more. Because I mean that's what this thing is about. It's about community. It's about building friendships and getting the right people out there to like be that ambassador and that on the front lines of what we're doing. And
yeah,
so it's awesome to be surrounded by just amazing people. Going back to the merch, if you don't mind,
yeah,
you said you make everything at home yourself.
yeah.
So how does that process work? I seen like you posted a video today. You kind of like scrolling through. It looked like I don't know. I don't even know what
So
to
okay,
call them. You got like all your color palettes and
so here's the thing, right? I do it myself, which is why I have the ability to customize everything for people. So when I say customize, I mean, the design itself is mine, Alluring Serpents, but you get to customize it in the sense that you could pick the color that you want for the font. When it comes to the sweaters, I actually will put, all right, so you see how I have Alluring Serpents on this sleeve?
yeah.
On the other sleeve, I would put Inkline and then put John if you wanted, or just Inkline if you want.
Gotcha. Interesting.
So I feel like that's something cool that I haven't seen anybody do, and it gives the opportunity to not just showcase my stuff, but to also show off other people's stuff. And in
Yeah.
all honesty, I would much rather wear clothing, an article of clothing that has my brand on it with someone else's brand over just wearing someone else's brand, right?
Sure.
So
I get it. Yeah.
so I have Photoshop, and I dibble dabble in Photoshop. I'm no pro or anything, but I could manage and maneuver my way around it.
Yeah.
I bought a Cricut machine, which is basically like a miniature CNC machine, and that's what cuts the vinyl for me. So I put the image into the
Oh, wow.
program. The machine cuts it out for me. I peel back the excess vinyl, and then I cut everything out, place it where I need it to be, and then I use a heat
Wow.
press to put that onto the shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And would you say that doing that all by yourself saves you money from getting it from these bigger guys? No,
No.
but it's more
Well,
customizable though. It's more
okay,
customizable
so
though.
here's the thing, right? If I don't have like a ton of cash that I'm just sitting on, and I could just buy
Yeah,
like mad inventory, right? I
sure.
can't just buy 200 medium-sized shirts and 200 large and 200 this and
Yeah,
200 that. I don't
yeah.
have funds like that, so I have to basically make the shirts to order. So if you order a shirt, I'll talk to you. I'll ask you what colors you want. I'll ask you how you want me to customize it for you, and then I'll go and purchase what I need for your shirts that you ordered.
Gotcha.
right in there. Yeah. So, it's very personable. It's not just like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, I ordered 1,000 shirts and I just pick one up and throw it in a box and send it to you. It's
sure.
there's effort that goes into it. It might, sometimes it takes me like 3-4 hours to make one sweater, or it'll take me maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours to make one t-shirt. So that's me putting in that time. I don't have employees or anything like that. So when you get
Yeah,
something, it's me taking care of you,
that's
not
awesome.
somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got your personal touch on there, and like, yeah, I mean, yeah, everybody go. I hope you're taking like orders or something. I assume, right? Someone hit you up, you can put something together for them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. You guys
hit
are
Ray
more than
up,
welcome
guys.
to hit me up in my DMs and let me know what you want to get, and I'll work with you, and we'll make sure that like I just made one for yeah, I'll show it off to you real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the design, right? We got alluring serpents at the bottom, alluring serpents in the middle. Um, I got the alluring serpents on the shoulder here. Now I removed the snake head from the shoulder because it was too small and all the detail inside the head wasn't
Sure.
working out too good. But then like this one's for Lindsay over at Pico Pythons.
Oh, nice. Yep.
I put
That's
Pico
pretty
Pythons
dope.
on the shoulder, so she's super excited to
Oh,
get
wow.
that. And then we got the big snake head in the back.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's epic. It
Yeah,
always. And then I mean, I love your whole design. You even got Alluring Serpents at the bottom on the
yeah,
yeah, I don't know what you call certain parts of clothing, but yeah, that's really awesome.
yeah. It's
Um,
awesome, man. So it's just it's a lot of fun for me. I enjoy what I do, and the excitement that people get from receiving it, is special to me because it's like, I did that with my hands, and now you're appreciating it and getting excited about it, and that fires me up, man, to keep it moving.
yeah, so it looks like you're already getting some requests.
Damn, thank you, Holly. I
That's
appreciate
awesome.
that.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I think that's amazing. How you do that. Now, getting into the snake aspect.
yeah.
When actually, I have one question before that because I think it's really interesting and it kind of ties into who you are, your background, this and that. But as I clipped out on my intro video with your interview with MJ, you said life is about blessings and lessons. Now, I'm curious, what blessings in life have you had, and what lessons have you learned from life? So, kind of
Uh,
like those two things. Like, what how does that relate to you?
yeah. So just to kind of pick that apart a little bit, some blessings in life. First and foremost, my kids, the mothers of my kids, because without them, I wouldn't have my kids. So they're
Yeah,
definitely blessings. I come from a rough upbringing, I guess is the best way to say that. So I know hardship and bad things when I see them, so it makes it easier for me to identify the blessings. You know,
yeah,
it could be something as simple as something falling in my lap, right? Like I bought the Cricut machine, right? And I was gonna do a clothing line, and I ended up not doing that. And for whatever reason, the Cricut just sat there for forever, right? And I kind of felt like it was wasted money for a little bit. And then I started, thinking about snake apparel, Alluring Serpent apparel, and it ended up working out great that I have that
yeah.
machine. So that was a huge blessing, right? And I didn't even
Sure, yeah.
realize. I thought it was a curse at first. Now, um, if you want to talk about curses, so I used to think I was cursed because I've been through a lot of stuff in life, and
Yeah,
I find out later on in life that a lot of those things that I thought were curses were actually blessings, and
yeah,
that I get to use those traumas that I experienced as ammunition to help people get through those same issues,
yeah,
right? So a lot of hardship is actually a blessing in disguise because I could talk to you about these things, and
for sure.
I could talk from a foundation that has strength because I've been there, you know.
Yeah,
When it comes to lessons, you kind of have to if you're trying to accomplish something and you keep running into a wall, or if you're yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. You keep running into a wall and you're like, why isn't this working? And why isn't this working? And why isn't this working? You know, that's a lesson there, man. Like you got to figure that
Yeah.
out. MJ was, you know, talking shit about people. His ego was a little inflated. He admits that himself. So that's not me talking shit. It's just an
Yeah.
observation.
I get it.
Um, you know, God kept giving him the heat for his actions, and he wasn't reciprocating the lesson that needed to be learned so that he can evolve from that. You know, he kept repeating the same thing over and over and kept getting the same shit coming back to him. And eventually, I think that when we had a conversation on his show, can you hear my dog barking?
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all
When
right.
when we had that conversation on his show, you know, I'm not saying that that was the defining factor of him moving forward and changing some things about himself, but you know, it's not about one abundant thing. It's about a lot of little things accumulated that then makes the process easier for you to understand and the lesson learned, and then now you move forward and you don't repeat the same bullshit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I kind of like, what you're saying is like, I've been through a lot in my life too, and I'm trying to come to the point where I can help, people out. It's like my blessing or my curses, yeah, on the flip end of that coin are some blessings that I can, and some lessons that I can really learn from those things. So,
Yeah.
um, we all have, things that we go through, and if we can really kind of like harness that energy in and like use it for positive things, then we can help somebody else out who really has no hope, or
Yeah.
they're kind of like giving up on life. And so I hope
Here's
that I can
the
be an inspiration to people. I know you're an inspiration to people, and there's a lot of us that have stories, and sometimes it's best to just kind of like tell people those stories, because people are
yeah.
going to be able to relate to those things. And maybe through you having gone through something and kind of like climbing that mountain from the valley, that they can see the path that you went through and be like, what, maybe I should kind of take the direction that they're headed.
Yeah, exactly, man. If I could do it, I promise you, you could do it, regardless who you are. You just
Yeah,
have to have. It's all about mindset, right? So if your mindset is I can't, or I'm scared, or what if, you know, those are negative thoughts, and those are things that will hold you back from being your best self and accomplishing what you actually can accomplish. So one of the biggest things that I have is I encourage myself to move forward fast for one. You know, I don't dwell on things for too long. If I think about it, I'll put in the time and really like dive in deep. And as soon as I feel that I've generated enough knowledge about the topic, you know, I go hard. You know, and like the rats, for instance. You know, just as an easy, simple example.
sure.
Um, I got I was paying buku dollars for rodents. I said, you know what, maybe I should start breeding rats. Start doing some research, starting asking a lot of close people that are breeding rats a lot of questions. Soaked up all this information and didn't think about it anymore. It was already like, okay, boom, I got the info. Now let's make it happen. You know, when you procrastinate, sometimes things happen and that'll stop you from even starting it longer than your procrastination would. You know what I mean? So if you're thinking it and you think that it's beneficial to your future, jump on that shit and pull the trigger and learn as you go. Because
For
if you
sure.
wait until you have everything figured out, you're never gonna get started.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to say thank you for all the 40 people in here. Make sure you like this video.
Oh
And if
yeah.
you're not already subscribed to Ray, go ahead and do that now. All right, so getting into snakes, how long have you been keeping snakes or reptiles?
It's been like 8 years that I've I had some snakes early on in life, but like actually like collecting them, it's been about 8 years, and then it's been about we're going on 4 years now where I'm really focused and dialed in on what I want to accomplish in it. You know, before it was just like,
Yeah,
oh, cool snake, let me buy it, eye candy, eye candy, eye candy.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's not a recipe for success in this industry at all.
yeah. No, I when I first started out, I didn't know much about ball pythons. I always wanted one, since I was a kid and everything. Um, but I didn't understand everything getting into it. I mean, of course, I try to educate myself, from the get-go. But yeah, I bought a lot of like eye candy. I didn't get into recessives, so now I'm like really paying for it, as far as like not getting my first half collection, no recessives. And people
Well,
live
here's
and
the thing,
learn,
man.
I mean.
Listen, don't beat yourself up. Learn your
Yeah,
lesson. right? That's a
Yeah.
lesson.
There you go.
Yeah, learn that lesson. Hey, look, I need to focus on recessives. Now learn the lesson and move forward, right?
Yeah.
If you continue to buy codoms only, you're not learning your lesson, so you're gonna keep repeating the same stuff. Yo, big brother, what up, Wiz?
Yeah, what's
Appreciate
up,
you being here.
Wiz? And I gotta say hi to Mike. Gotta say hi to Zach, bruh.
Yeah,
And I know Brandon from Nixon Reptile is up in here. So everybody, thank you for joining us.
yeah,
And
appreciate it.
Jason
I saw Pico
Brown, thank you so
Pythons in
much.
here too.
Oh yes, Lindsay. Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah. Yo,
Yes.
if you're new here, go hit that subscribe button. Go hit the like button. Let's get John some views and some watch time.
Hell yeah. I appreciate everybody. And thank you, Ray.
Absolutely.
So how many are you keeping anything besides ball pythons, I should ask first?
Well, I mean, I got dogs and cats and kids and
Okay.
yeah.
But like reptiles, it's ball pythons.
Nah, just ball pythons, yeah.
Yep. And how many are in your collection at the moment?
Very small, man. I'm very small. I got like
Okay.
30. I have like 36 snakes right now. Yeah.
That's all right. I'm at like 17, 18 or something like that. So, I'm still small, but I'm like I said, I'm trying to learn from my mistakes and trying to learn the lessons that I can. And like right now I'm not looking to expand because like for me it's just not the best strategy right now. I'd rather know what my max is and then kind of improve on those genetics, kind of like Ozzy, says a lot is, find what you're comfortable with and then, expand from there, increase the value of your collection and things like that. So that's kind of my strategy
That's a
at
good
the
strategy.
moment.
Anytime I come across somebody who has snakes like maybe we do, and it's kind of all over the place. There's no real structure there. I often say like, hey, look, instead of going hard and throwing a bunch more money at it and trying to figure it out, and just try to maximize the potential of what you have.
Yeah.
Period. Just maximize the potential of what you have. Doesn't matter if it takes you a year, 2 years, 3 years. Maximize what you have, and then from there you can move forward with adding new projects into what you're making.
100%.
A lot of people beat themselves up, man, like, oh, I fucked up and blah blah blah, but everything happens for a reason, so just take it easy on yourself and be kind to yourself.
And I think the most important part about all of this is to do it because you love to do it, not to pursue or chase money. That'll come if you're smart with it, and if you can strategize your path moving forward. But for me, like, I just love it. I don't think I'm in like any particular rush to have this large collection. I'm not in like necessarily even a particular rush to, have all these breeding projects when I'm so small. Right now I'm enjoying it. I'm going to focus on the podcasting and, when that time comes where I can expand, get like an ARS or something, I will. But right now I got to focus on what's important to me. Got to focus on my priorities in life and, just enjoy the journey, rather than,
100%,
rush to get to that destination.
So that's something that I kind of, not that I talk to myself about, but that I think about often is like, I'm very small in comparison to a lot of people, man. Like a lot of people are like, oh, big dog, but I'm like, I'm not a fucking big dog, man. Like I'm a little tiny like grasshopper, you know what I mean? And when it comes to the snakes, so I'm focusing on the apparel because I can. I'm focusing on the rodents because I can. The snakes take time to raise up. The snakes take time to breed. They take time to, my initial goal is to make double and triple head army, so even if I'm starting to make those animals, I'm still waiting for another, 3-4 years before I actually get to my double and triple visuals.
Yeah.
And then from there, maybe, I will consider myself a big dog. But, as far as I'm concerned, I'm a little guy, man. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing here most of the time. Like, what am I doing on all these podcasts? Like, what am I doing? Like, my goal was to put myself out there in 2022. And at no point did I think to myself, oh, Ray, a lot of people are going to know you and you're going to know a lot of people. I thought I would just be like some guy, he posts some pictures of snakes and stuff and, says a few things here and there. At no point did I think it would be like, but I'm super grateful and I appreciate everybody that really fucks with me. Is it okay to curse on here? I'm cursing like crazy.
Man. Like I said, this is a place where I want people to be themselves. I remember my first couple episodes is I was like, all right, this is a family show, maybe kind of tie things in. But, I realized like at the end of the day, like this is a place where we can just be ourselves. Like, I don't want to make anybody feel like, oh, I need to hold back or I can't do this or that. Like, because I'm gonna bring good people on here. You know what I mean? If I know that somebody is reckless, then I might not have them on here. So
Yeah, I mean, that's
no,
a
be
smart
yourself.
thing to do. Yeah.
And so what was your first ball python that you ever got, and what was the last ball python that you got?
The first one I got was a spinner blast. It's a pastel pinstripe spider, and I just fell in love with that thing, man. It was so beautiful. It was white,
yeah,
brown, and yellow, and I was like, prior to that, all I knew was a normal. So I'm like, yo, what is this thing? Complete shock, the shell shock. And my last purchase was the Super Blade VPI Xanthic Clown Male from.
Oh man, yeah. So I remember you talking about that in one of the shows that you did. Yeah, that's got to be pretty. I don't know if I've seen it, but that's
Whoa,
like really awesome.
Actually, you know what? I fucked up, bro. That's not my last purchase. The last snake that I got was from KG at Bomb Projects. Shout out to the big bro. Shout out to the big bro, Bomb Projects.
Ain't a project.
Ain't a project.
Ain't a project till you put a bomb in it.
Yeah,
we'll screw that up.
So it's interesting, man, because the pairing to it was Mandarin het pied to a Mojave pied from Europe, and this thing came out looking just crazy, man, like next level crazy, like to the point where like multiple people, like big dogs and smaller people are like, dude, that's like Mojave het monsoon, and I'm like, pretty intense, man. So I have the opportunity to kind of prove out the Mandarin because it doesn't look like just a Mojave. I have the opportunity to maybe see if it is het monsoon and see kind of where that goes.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fun project, man. I'm going to plug it into a lot of different things, some calico, some hyper, some pied, some clown stuff. I think eventually I'll go with some DG stuff too, but all in due time, man. People think that because they get a male right now, they have to plug it into everything right away. But the truth is, as long as you don't sell that, you're going to have it. So, have a little patience with yourself, make plans for this season, make plans for next season, and just, move along gracefully.
For sure. So that kind of leads into my next question is, what projects are you working right now?
Thank you, Joe. So I'm focused on Xanthic Clown stuff, and I'm, as a tattoo artist, I could do color, and I love doing color because it's fun. But my heart is into black and gray stuff, right? Black and gray with like white highlights and stuff like that. Like I just really enjoy that. So Xanthics, obviously fits the description. So Xanthic Clowns, super beautiful to me. So what my plan is, sorry, man, this is like some weird noises coming from.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, so Xanthic Clowns is basically my base, and what I'm going to do is take that male, put him to my pastel blade Xanthic Clown female, make some double visuals that I could sell to recoup some of that investment, hold back some females that I could raise up to have for future use. But I'm also going to put him to some DG, genetic stripe, pied, hypo. I don't know if I'm going to do the lavender albino or not that I have, but my end result is make those triple visuals, so it'll be Xanthic Clown DG, Xanthic Clown pied, right?
Okay.
Then put those two together to make the base foundation Xanthic Clowns, so it'll be double visual, double het.
Yeah.
Right. So it'll be
real nice.
Xanthic Clown, double het, DG pied. Like fuck yeah, let's do it. So I'm excited for that, man.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to see that project kind of make some way. You know what I mean? And so yeah, before I get too far ahead, what got you interested in ball pythons? What kind of made you take this route?
When I was 12, I met my dad, and I went to go live with him in Fort Myers, or was it Cape Coral, Florida? I don't know. Either way, I went there, and he had dogs and cats and ferrets, and he had a big normal ball python snake. And this thing, I'm 12 years old, so this thing was like the size of a reed tick to me, because I was 12.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be like what I gravitated towards. And I would always wear it around my shoulders. I would always check on it. I was always interested in feeding it. Um, and yeah, it just never left my heart from there. And now that I'm an adult and I could do things the way I want to do them, I could focus on that and really put my energy and time into it. So yeah, exciting stuff, man. I love what we do.
Oh yeah. And how did you, getting into it, how did you educate yourself? Were you doing like YouTube? Were you asking, locals or friends?
I am an avid researcher. Is it that's the right word? I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I'm interested in something, I go extra hard on learning everything that I possibly can about it because I want to be as knowledgeable as possible about whatever topic it is that I'm interested in.
Sure.
Knowledge is power, right? And our educational system sucks. It doesn't teach us
Yeah.
anything. It teaches us how to
No.
be robots and slaves and do boys, right?
Yep.
So growing up, I was always like, you got to educate yourself, got to educate yourself. So I've been like that my whole life, man. So I jumped on YouTube and I was just like diving deep. I just type in ball pythons and I literally watch every single video that possibly came up. I didn't care if it was shitty quality. I didn't care if it was, a big name, a little name. I didn't care what it was. If it was ball python information, I wanted it because I will find something to learn from it. I'm one of those people where like we could have a 4-hour podcast of complete nonsense, but I will find some shit to learn from, or
Sure.
something to learn from it. Yeah. So I'm just one of those people, man. I like to fill his brain with as much as I can.
Yeah. No, it's fun to learn. And it's awesome to be able to learn something that you don't know. Like, I don't know, like for me, for example, like I love ball pythons. I want to know everything about ball pythons, but
Yeah.
my end goal is to be able to expand into everything, whether it's retics or dart frogs or turtles or monitors, fish. I mean, I know zero about fish, but like I'm trying to get around those people that are doing that as their hobby. So, just so I
Yeah.
can learn a little bit.
There's two species of reptiles that I do want to get into
Okay.
wholeheartedly. That would be the lychee geckos.
Yeah,
They're so beautiful, man, and they're
they
like
are.
they're like wrinkly skin is just adorable, and I just love the way
No,
they look.
they're so cool, man. That's yeah, one of my top 3, 5 for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And then maybe get into like some kind of like blue tree monitors or something like that. Like I've seen like blue ones, yellow ones, green ones, and like black ones. So like that's just so badass to me, and I think they're
Yeah,
super cool, man. So
absolutely.
lychees and tree monitors. Yeah, I like that a
Sounds
lot.
good.
Yeah, but that's down the road, man. That's like way out of range right now. But it's
Yeah,
still deep in my heart, so it'll be there.
that's awesome. Um, and whenever you were like kind of starting out or like educating yourself, like, or even now, like what influences or influencers do you kind of pay attention to?
Um, I don't really. Okay, so my favorite person in the reptile industry is Billy from Mutation Creation. That's
100% for sure.
that's just like my favorite person, bro. He
Yeah.
gives out good information, knowledgeable. He's willing to help out. He's willing to speak to you. He's putting out content. He has a good time doing it. He's unapologetic about who he is, and he carries himself in his most authentic self, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
admire that.
absolutely.
Yeah, I admire that. I think that's cool, man. I don't celebritize anybody, so I don't look at him. I wouldn't get starstruck if I met him or anything. But
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
it
I
comes,
don't.
yeah, when it comes down to it, like that's one of my favorite people to learn from or to watch and really get a good grasp on what he's willing to educate people on. So, other than that, I like to dive deep into specifics. So I'm at the point now where, okay, I got this. Maybe it's a het monsoon, right? So now I'm everything monsoon. I'm learning everything I freaking can about monsoon. I'm
Yeah.
on forums reading stuff. I'm watching YouTube videos. I may go on Rumble and see if there's anything over there. Like, I'll call people that I know, or I'll message people that I know are in that project to say, hey, look, man, look, this is what I'm learning about it. What do you think about this?
Yeah.
I did the same thing with Blade when I first got Blade. I didn't know anything about it. I just knew that
Okay.
I had a clean looking exanthic clown snake, and it had to do with the blades. So I was like, yo, now I got to learn everything about blade, learn about the pattern mutation, learn about the color mutation, learn about the different identifiers, learn, all the different traits that it has in different combos. I was pretty rookie, and I used to basically say, I'm doing that on Sunset, right? Yeah, yeah, and that's what you got to do, man. You got to start educating yourself on specifics. Once you get past that whole spectrum of ball pythons, now it's like, okay, now let's dive in deep and be, more of an arrowhead type approach where you're going for specific things. Yeah, but with the blade, it was like, okay, let me learn about this now. And at first, everyone's like, oh, Ray Blade, and I'm like, nah. People asking me questions about Blade. I'm like, I don't really know.
Yeah.
But I have done the research and I have learned a lot, and I feel very confident now. So when people send
Nice.
me pictures, I'm like, oh yeah, I noticed this right here or that right there. Or sometimes I call people out on their bullshit, and they'll be like, oh, my snake looks so weird. I don't know why. And I'm like, yo, it's because it's Blade. And they'll be like, no, it's not. And that's because the person they bought it from didn't mention it. So what does Ray
Yeah.
know? But, in the back of my head, I know what it is, and eventually they'll figure it out. So I don't take anything personal, man. I just kind of, say what I can and do what I can, and wherever the chips may lay,
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, or cards, whatever.
So I am super curious, because you are part of the usual suspects. How did that start? How did you kind of get involved with Tiki's and that whole crew?
So, like I said, I wanted to start putting myself out there, making myself vulnerable, and just, hey, this is me, and this is who I am, my authentic self, and you either like me or you don't like me, and that's fine. I don't take. I'm not one of those people pleasers where I need everybody to like me, right?
Yeah.
So I was started off in podcast chats. I'm kind of like
Yeah.
all fine people in here where everyone's chitting the chat, and you start, voicing your opinion on topics, and then you start chitting the chat with the other people in the chat. And then I did a podcast. My first podcast was on Samson Snakeatorium.
Oh,
Jason from
okay.
Canada invited me on there for one of their Friday shows, so I did that, and I think I had COVID at the time, and I was like super anxietied out. So it was like a double whammy for me, but I pushed through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
pushed through and I did it, and that was a cool experience. And then from there, I think I was in the chats on a Hair Down Friday or something, and I won't say names because I don't like to give light to people like that. But somebody was talking shit to me, or they were trying to talk shit to me. I was like, "Yo, look, man, you're trying to find the one, but I'm not the one, so you need to keep it moving, bro. Because like, I don't fucking play that shit, right?" And I guess Terrence saw that, and he was like, "Yo, Ray, man, jump in, bro." So I tried jumping in, and I was on my phone, and my connection sucked. But he invited me on, and I was like, "Dude, I'd text him later," and I was like, "Yo, sorry I couldn't stay, man. My phone sucks, and I appreciate you inviting me on." And he was like, "Yeah, man, if you want to come on again, let me know." And so I went and I did that, and it's been really cool, man. They kind of with open arms invited me in and said, "Hey, Ray, man, we really fuck with you, and we like who you are, and we think you'd be, great with us, and
Nice.
how you feel about joining the usual suspects?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's cool, man. I've never been in a gang before, so yeah, let's do it." But I was just playing around.
Yeah,
But it's definitely family orientated, man. Like we all take
for
care of
sure.
each other, and we all communicate with each other, and it's not a bunch of stroking off or nothing like that. Like, yo, if you say something dumb, I'm gonna tell you, hey, you're doing something dumb, and
Yeah.
they'll reciprocate the same energy back to me, and that's where growth happens,
Yeah.
because if you got a bunch of yes men around you, you're not gonna grow because you just think you're fucking doing it good the whole time. But
Sure.
when you have people hold you accountable for your actions or what you say, and guide you in the right direction, like Emilio, big help to me, man. He's like my big brother that I didn't have. You know what I mean? So that's really awesome of him. And T Keys has been a brother to me, and Nicole's been a
Yeah.
sister to me, and Keisha's been a sister, and Wiz has been a brother, and Pat from Dragon Souls like my brother. Like we're all just very very family, bro. And I love that because I
Yeah.
grew up an only child.
Okay. Gotcha. Actually,
Yeah.
that was something I was gonna, ask you earlier, but yeah. Yeah. So that's really awesome, man. 'Cause yeah, those, I love the fact that they have like that sort of Friday spot, and you know, it is all about family when it comes to that show, and when it comes to those guys and girls that you could just sense the like that deep sort of community there, and um, man, like I know each and every one of you guys have each and every other person's back, and
Yeah.
you know, I
Yeah.
think that's
And it's
amazing
not
because
about
he's really developed something that is, I guess, maybe a little bit rare to find these days. You know what I mean?
so this is the thing, right? We're all very like-minded in the sense that you know, if we weren't together, right, I would still treat you the same way I'm treating you, right?
Yeah,
If you were to go and introduce yourself to T, he would treat you the same way that I would treat you. You know what I mean? Or
sure, yeah,
Wiz or Pat or any one of us is really awesome, man. Justin from Pipeline, like what an amazing person, bro. Like it's just a group of like-minded people, and
yep,
we all have our best interests in mind, and we encourage each other. And you know, when we're questioning something, we ask each other questions like, "Hey, what do you think of this? Or what do you think of that?" And we'll get honest responses. We won't get the bullshit, you know. Oh, you're doing a good job when you're doing a bad job. We'd be like, "No, you're fucking up, bro. Like, tighten up, you know." Or, "Yo, you're doing so amazing. Like, salute to you. Like, fuck yeah, let me help you and push you even further. You know, I want to see you win as much as I want to see myself win."
yeah,
Um, uh,
yep,
uh, we're all like that in the sense that, you know, it makes us feel good to see someone else win,
yeah.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And same, sorry, I want to read this out too, because yeah, I want to get to this as well. But she says, don't forget Wake and Bake with Snakes with F&A Balls on Sunday. Got their shirt on right
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Yeah, make sure you go subscribe to those guys too, because it's awesome when you can build a community and everybody has the same sort of goals. Like I know with like the Usual Suspects and everything, like everyone's doing their own thing, but yet they're still so united. And I know you guys like feed off of each other, and like
yeah. And we
I'm
do.
sure you guys.
We got Jeremy. We got KG. We got Jeremy Bod. We got FNA. Like we
Yeah.
got, you know, we got Craft Brew. And the Craft Brew is, you know, Kent's like little brother status, man. That's like it's like the little brother I didn't have, you know. So that's pretty cool. And
Yeah, it's amazing people because like yeah, everybody's got their own, you know, their own thing they're trying to build, but then you know Friday nights, Sunday afternoons, it's like just a family. It's a big
yeah,
old
and
like family reunion, and
you can see that nothing is forced. You know, we're just sitting there having a good time, kicking the shit. Like if we were all in a living room,
yeah,
yeah,
there's Sean
Gershon's in
too.
there, man. He's the one that really motivated everybody to get onto this podcast game and to get onto the YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So you know, everybody has their strengths, and everybody has their weaknesses, and we
yeah,
all complement each other, and it's beautiful. I love it. I love being a part of it. It's you know, it's really cool, man.
yeah, it's really awesome, and yeah, I know it helps so many people out because when people are getting into this, let's say for the first time, and they just picked up a ball python, all of a sudden they're scrolling YouTube and they, you know, they kind of find our community and those subgroups and things like that. Like
Hmm.
it makes them feel like a part of something, you know, even if they're just like in the chat and everything, like, you know, they're talking to other people that are, you know, kind of right along there with them. And then, um, yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome, man. Like even like okay, let's say people that haven't been on the show, right? Heard on Friday, but like people in the chat, like I'm sitting here looking at the chat and I could call people out by their first name and be like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" And I've had conversations with all these people and building my relationship with them, and I love to see them grow and I love to see them you know, maybe making moves that makes them uncomfortable, but you can see that it's going to be beneficial to them. So like,
Yeah,
you know, I just love
100%.
I love it, man. I love all of it. I love the people more than I love um you know, anything that, you know, monetary from the animals. You know,
100%.
it's not about that.
Yeah, and I want to call out, you know, I want to like promote everybody's podcast. But yeah, like Two Peas in Podcast with Nicole and Dre, though.
Yeah, Dre. Yeah.
I
Did she do that on purpose?
don't know, but it's like everybody does have their own thing, you know what I mean? And then like
Kind
in
of like
there, you know,
yeah, it's kind of like the Avengers, man. Like we all have our own like spin-offs, and we all have our own things that we're doing, and we all have our own
yeah.
shows that we're doing and our own plans. But then when we get together, it's like forming like Voltron, and we're just like, yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
That's all right. I know that both of those guys get it all the time.
Yeah, they do. It's
Yeah, I'm
kind of like
sorry.
an ongoing thing.
Yeah. So do you have any breeding plans for this year?
I almost shipped my whole season away.
Oh, really?
In the sense that I was gonna wait. I was gonna try to, wait until my little man was ready. My super blade exanthic clown male was ready.
Oh,
But
okay.
at the end of the day, he really won't be ready until like November, and by that time, I'll already fucking have lost multiple females that I could have paired and had clutches from. So everything happens for a reason. Super grateful to KG. That's definitely big bro right there, and with the boy that I got from him, he's already at like almost 500 grams. He's already producing sperm plugs. Um,
Nice.
so he's gonna take over what I had planned for this season, and I'm gonna put him to whatever females I have that are available, and we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully, we could get some cool, crazy pattern babies out, and I'll keep that Het Monsoon dream going. But also, I'd like to see. So, you know what? Let me pull them out, man.
Yeah, why
Like,
not? Yeah, if you got anything to show, feel free. I'm really enjoying this. Again, thank you for coming on, man. This has been really awesome so far.
yeah, absolutely, bro. I'm having a good time, but it's like nice and relaxed too. I've enjoyed it. Okay, so okay,
So I'm putting you on solo, all right?
yeah, that's fine. Let me see if I can work this good. Let's see here. Hold on. Okay,
Ooh, man.
so the pairing was, I'll say it again, it was Mandarin Het Pied to a Mojave Pied female from Europe, right?
Okay.
Now, this does not look like a regular Mojave.
No,
Right?
no, it does not.
Yeah, no, it definitely doesn't.
It's
Um,
got definitely those curlies and
yeah,
all
look at
sorts of
that. Look at that
weird.
alien head right there, right? Um, Let me see where else. Oh, look at that hook right there where my thumb is.
Oh yeah, I love it when you kind of get those in snakes and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really interesting.
So I started doing research on. Hold on one second, man. So I started doing research on Het Monsoon stuff, and I came across Austin's video on Het Monsoons. It darkens up the snake. Het Monsoon darkens the
Oh,
snake,
okay,
right?
gotcha.
It also does pattern alien head separation. So he's got big gaps between the aliens, between the alien.
Oh,
Some bigger
huh.
than others. Like look at this gap right here, right?
Yeah.
It also has donut holes
Mm-hmm.
along the dorsal.
Gotcha. Wow,
Yeah, you
that's a
can kind of
beautiful
see it right
snake,
there
man.
really good. Yeah. So these are like little things that I was noticing. Um, Definitely made it stand out and was different from a regular Mojave. Like I don't know if it's picking up here, but in a Mojave, the alien heads usually have a lot of white coming up in the alien head. Now
Yeah.
this white along the edge here, like a Mojave, but in here it's not as white as a regular Mojave. And I've posted pictures of a Mojave next to this guy, for comparison reasons. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
he has another J hook right here, a little fish hook.
Yeah. Really
Uh,
awesome.
yeah. So Brock from Morphinary Arts sent me a picture, and someone posted a Mojave double het monsoon pied, and that snake looks exactly like mine, but a lighter version,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So I was like, damn, what's making my snake so much darker? And the only thing I could think of is the Mandarin. Now, if you look at a Mandarin Mojave, it
Oh,
doesn't have the bright oranges that you would expect from a Mandarin.
okay.
It's very dulled out a little bit. So my only thought process is, or after my conclusion is, this has to be double het monsoon pied because it was almost a spitting image of this other snake.
Wow.
Um, the only difference was this is darker. So now what would make this darker? It would
Oh, I'm so
be
sorry. My bad.
oh, good. So what would make this darker? It would be the Mandarin.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's the only thing that makes sense. So if this is a Mandarin Mojave double het monsoon pie, this is like a crazy banger, man. you know. And
That's beautiful, man. So
yeah,
beautiful.
and a big thank you to KG for even letting him go to me. Like, that's phenomenal. I can't wait to see him and just give him a hug.
Yeah.
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 So there's a lot of stuff going on, man. And at the end of the day, I got to do what Ozzy says and just shut up and breed. And you know, we'll see what comes from it in
Yeah.
time.
Now, do you have a direction that you would want to take a monsoon project?
Yeah, I definitely want to get Blade and Xanthic into it, to be honest with you, because Blade's a pattern reducer and it also is a color lightening gene. And then the Xanthic, like, fuck yeah, like let's see that thing as a black and gray or white
Yeah.
snake, you know.
Yeah.
And then if we can get Xanthic and DG into it at the same time, like that would be some next level stuff. Now, if it does have Mandarin, I'll have to kind of pivot my focus a little bit and really go for color mutations and color pattern snake color mutations and pattern snakes for that.
Yeah.
But TJ made a, I don't know if it was Super Mandarin Monsoon or if it was just Mandarin Monsoon, TJ from Tufati, but that thing was stunning, dude. Stunning. I don't even know how to describe it, man. Just like an alluring serpent. That thing was such an alluring serpent, man. Beautiful.
What's up, Ashley? And what's up, Will? I didn't get to say hi to you. And Paul. I don't know if I said hi to Paul, but everyone's been so awesome tonight. So yeah, one thing I think about the monsoon is like, yeah, I really feel like, yeah, you know, I think the goal is maybe to tame down that pattern and everything. But if you can add those contrast colors like Xanthic or like I want to see a lavender monsoon. I would love to see that. But it's like basically you want to see those different spectrums of what it can really do with the colors and like kind of what you can put into that and stuff. So
I think I think that lavender, so like like I'm not the biggest fan of lavender, to be honest. I had one. I
okay.
had the black pastel lavender albino, and we bought it as eye
Yeah.
candy. And we really didn't know what we were gonna do with it. But I noticed that when, like, if you put a lavender and a pinstripe together, right, the purples kind of get lost in the yellows. You know what I mean? So I almost think that maybe some of the purples would get lost in a monsoon. I'm not really sure. We'd have to see like what that looks
Yeah.
like. If I had to
Yeah.
speculate, that's what I would think. So maybe something
Sure.
that's gonna break up the pattern and open it up a little bit, and
Yeah.
then throw the lavender in there. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like,
Yeah,
that
no,
might-
yeah, 100%. Yeah, because that monsoon is just so busy. Like you leave no room for like anything really to kind of get in there.
yeah, that's why I want to put the blade in it, because it's a pattern
Yeah,
reducing gene, you know. So
for sure.
if we could do that, that would be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, because I'm when I first saw lavender, like I fell in love with it. My last two pickups were lavender, and you know I got a segment coming up called Pass or Gas. I do show some lavender stuff because I don't know if you like it or not.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Listen,
We'll
no,
see.
I like lavender, right? But
Yeah.
it's very specific. It has to be
hmm
dark genes involved, so blackhead, leopard,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
Those
100%.
those types of genes where you can really express the purple, so that when it gets older, you have that still have that contrast where it's not just mudding together.
Yeah.
Super important in my opinion.
Yeah. 100%. Let's see. Do you have? Well, I kind of already went over that. I'm just curious. So you kind of mentioned some of your favorite genes. Do you have a least favorite gene? Is there something that you would just like eliminate from both Python breeding?
I'm not a big fan of lesser
Okay.
or better.
Mm,
You know, I just like high contrast animals, and you know, you're not gonna get that with lesser in there. You're gonna get
yeah.
kind of lighter versions of whatever it is you're putting together.
Sure. Actually, Phil, I got something for you later. Same for you, Ray. We'll kind of check out some cool stuff, I think.
All right, cool.
But let's see. I kind of want to. Yeah, I don't want to skip over it really. So you're breeding your rats,
Yep.
and you know I got a question from somebody in the audience that kind of wanted me to kind of ask you this, and I think it's interesting. So when you're breeding the rats, and you kind of did sort of cover it, maybe this is your answer, but when you're breeding rats, what are one of the biggest challenges that you face?
Yeah, the biggest, you know what? So I'm fairly new to breeding rats, so I don't
Okay.
have maybe the challenges that some of the more experienced people have. Guess I have new people challenges.
Okay.
And I would think that because I'm not just doing it for my collection, I'm doing it to provide for my community. Um, it's interesting how you have to, it's a lot of timing and
Yeah,
it's a lot of
100%.
time. You have to have you have to have grow ups for replacements, but then you also have to have a steady flow of grow ups for bigger size rodents that are needed. So if someone needs a medium, I got to make sure I have mediums, but I need that
Yeah.
thing to grow for the next, you know, 60 days, 90 days, whatever it is, for it to get up to that size. So understanding the method of how many to hold back for grow-ups as feeders, and then how many to hold back as grow-ups for breeders, and then how to keep that consistent every week.
Yeah.
That's been something that has been rattling my brain a little bit. I have because you can't say, okay, this rack, you guys breed this, have
Oh,
babies, so that I have babies that are here and here,
that
right?
was interesting. I didn't do anything. That was weird. But
Yeah,
yeah, no, so we'll keep going. Actually, I wonder if
yeah,
I
it's
was
all
gonna
good.
put you. That's so weird.
So yeah, it's all about timing.
Huh.
It's all about timing, and I have that method down just yet. Are we
Yeah.
tweaking out right now? What is happening?
I don't know what's going on, man. It was whatever. I think we're all right. But yeah, that was kind of like one of the I kind of like anticipated that answer. Not that you deal with that specifically, but as far as like breeding rats goes, like yeah, it's all about timing. So I could foresee like me getting into that and just some weeks I'll have great production and then all of a sudden I'm out.
Yeah, the
Um,
one thing that everyone has really been consistent in telling me is just Ray, over fucking produce, man. Overproduce your ass off, because you trying to figure out an exact number is not going to be good. So right now I have 16, 17, 18. I have 18 bins with 1.5 in it, and
okay.
then I have a 40 bin maternity rack, which I think, honestly, I'm gonna turn that into maybe like a grow up rack where I have, maybe the first 2 rows of 5 as maternity females that will just nurse babies, and
Okay.
then the following levels underneath that will be for grow ups. But I have FB10s right now, so it's a little bit shallow, but that works out well for like weans, because they could reach the chicken wire to get the food, and they could reach
Hmm.
the water nozzle. I don't have to put them in a construction bin, I mean a concrete bin, and then put like step stools in there for them with 2x4s. So the FB10 I think works well for growing up weans, and even small rats. I could probably fit like 10 small rats in a FB10, and they're still comfortable and they're running around. So there's a lot of different methods, man, and I guess really it's just trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you feed, live, frozen, or do you ever, have to freeze any or anything like that?
Um. So I do. It's okay. Hey, you good? Okay. That's my daughter. I feed live. I have fed frozen thawed in the past.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that shit, man. I've seen heads get completely spun off the rat's body. I've seen skin get pulled back. I've seen
Yeah.
bloating happen, and like just like hard shit, bro. Like just
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
what it's supposed to do, man. Throw the rat in there, let the snake grab it, wrap it up. You check it to make sure the rat's not gnawing on the snake, and if it is in a position where it could bite your snake, then you use the tongs to kind of block its mouth for a minute, and it's only a few seconds before it's
Interesting.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And here's something that I observed. So I could put a small rat in a bin and leave it there overnight, and it's perfectly fine. And then other people are like, "Oh my God, I leave a rat in there for a couple hours, and my snake has bite marks all over it." And the thing is that the rodents that these people are getting are hungry, right?
Uh-huh.
A lot of these rodents that we get, you know, maybe they're not getting fed to their full potential or something like that. And when they're being put into these bins with the snakes, they're hungry and they're looking for food. Like if I throw a rat in there, this thing is super full, it's super chunky, the thing is like almost obese, it's so healthy, right? So it just sits in the bin with the snake and doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know, so it really depends where you get that from
Sure.
when that's a concern.
All right. So before I get into the Pastor Gas segment that I just kind of started doing, is there anything else you want to show off, or you just want to kind of go into that? So you don't have to. You don't have
Yeah,
to.
yeah, it's cool, man. Let me let me just see what I got. Hold on.
No worries. Again, everybody, make sure you like this video. And please comment too. I don't get a lot of comments on my videos, but I would love it because yeah, so I kind of want to see what you guys think about it, you know, kind of get some feedback if you guys have any feedback. But thank you to all 39, 40 plus people that are here or have been here. Really appreciate you. Make sure you guys do go sub to Ray. Maybe somebody can post the link. I don't remember if I posted the link earlier, but if you guys could post a link to his Instagram and to his YouTube, that would be awesome. Otherwise, I'll try to throw that in the comments once this video gets over.
Dude, she has a super sausage butt. She's too bright to see ya.
Oh, wow.
That's a black pastel lab that I was telling you about. It's hard to see though. Oh wait, maybe there you go.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, she's got some awesome alien heads and a big sausage butt. So I'm gonna put her back. You see that right there? That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we call sausage butt, guys. We don't like that around here.
Thank you so much, 905. I appreciate it.
Vern, what up?
Yeah, so pretty. Like I said, I am a sucker for lavender. Don't know what it is, but you know, before I ever got into ball pythons and knew about normals and I knew about albinos, and then seeing the lavender just really made me fall in love with it.
So this is black pastel DG female.
Okay.
And she is like one of my best eaters, dude. So I'm excited to have her get up to size sooner than later. Yeah,
Real
she's kind
pretty.
of head, to be honest with you, but so you don't see her full potential, but yeah, she's beautiful.
Yeah, she is.
And then I'll do two more if you want.
Sure, no worries. Like I said, it's up to you what you feel like showing off.
Oh, actually, see, now you got me in the mood to want to show stuff. Hold on a second. So this is a leopard spot nose female, and that's what I got her as originally.
Okay.
Leopard spot nose female, but I got a message from Blake over at Del Rey Exotics.
Okay.
And he was like, "Hey, dude, did you pick up that leopard spot nose female from Cold Blooded?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did." And he's like, "Yeah, that has redhead in it." So I had to dive deep into redhead gene.
Really interesting. Yeah.
Definitely an expensive. Look at that. It's like a squint-eyed happy face on there. You see that?
Yeah.
Now, if you look at spot nose leopards, they usually don't have this line that comes through the dorsal like this.
That's what I was about to ask about, because that's what threw me off. As soon as you pulled it out, I was like, "Oh wait, there's more to that than what you were telling me." If I feel
exactly, definitely more to that. And then I've seen some spot nose leopards that have like this like dark shadowing inside the alien heads here.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's definitely beautiful, and I'm super excited to work with redhead. Because I've seen some of the combos that Miguel's making and some of the combos that Kabilka's making, and some pretty cool stuff, man.
For sure. Yeah, everybody's loving your animals.
That's awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you very much. Okay, so this is my pastel blade Xanthic clown female. This is actually who I have the logo, her head stamp. Let me see if she'll come up.
There it is. There it is, y'all.
Yeah, it's a little blurry, but
it's all right.
Yeah, I got a $60 Walmart camera, so what are you gonna do?
Oh, I feel that.
Yeah, her side
That's
is super white, man, and she's keeping her
wow.
gray really nice. She's not browning out like some of the Xanthic clown stuff that I've seen before.
Now, how do you feel about pastel, or like pastel clowns, or anything like that?
Uh,
Well, yeah, just pastel. I don't know. Do you feel like you could work that into some projects? Some people love it. Some people hate it. Obviously, I think you just got to find the right combination. But
yeah. So here's my thing. Like, I don't think that anything is really bad together. I think that if something is not that appealing, that it just what the question would be, what needs to be added to make it better,
yeah,
right? So if a pastel clown looks kind of shitty, um,
yeah,
if a pastel clown looks kind of shitty, the question is not, or the answer is not, oh, don't make anything pastel clown. No,
yeah,
the answer would be, okay, well, now what's going to make that look better? So DG and pastel work great. DG's been a blessing to pastel and pinstripe because it does amazing things to both of them. Um, so if you have a pastel clown, that you feel like everybody talks down on, figure out what genes you need to put in it to make it look better. So there's always potential for growth, and there's always potential to better something. And I don't ever focus on, well, this sucks and that sucks, so I'm just gonna avoid it. It's like, okay, well, if it sucks and I have it, how do I make it
yeah,
better?
for sure. Good night, Christina. Thank you so much. All right. So, Ray, are you ready for pass or gas?
Yeah, man, sure, let's do it.
All right. So, yeah. So this is a segment that I just added maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Uh, Kind of what I do is I pull up pictures of animals and I just kind of ask you, you passing on it? Like you wouldn't want to add it to your collection or feel interested in those morphs or projects, or is it gas and you would love it?
Yeah, sure, man.
So pass or gas, everybody. Make sure you participate in this because I love it when you guys do, and it seems like everybody seems to love this. So first up, I have a Blade Desert Ghost Clown.
Yeah,
Pass or gas?
yeah, heavy on the gas. Let's go.
Oh yeah, bro. And I did try to find some things that were a little bit more specific to what you enjoy. Like I said, I did throw some lavender in here just out of a whim.
No, it's okay.
But we'll see.
Listen, um,
Oh, hold on. Yeah. So Bamboo Blade Clown.
bamboo blade clown. That's like a light gas.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Um,
Yeah.
all right. We could just move on from that. High Intensity Orange Dream Enchi Blade Leopard. 66 Het Clown. 50%. I'm not sure what else it says in there. That's all right. But those are hets. So.
Um, yeah, I hit the gas on that.
All
Let's
right.
go.
And of course, I'm trying to find stuff that is all gas, but sometimes people just have different preferences. So
Yeah.
next up, we got Clown, Ghost, Het, Pied, Male.
Yeah, heavy gas, man. Love the
Oh
clown.
yeah.
Yes,
I just
sir.
love the way that it brings out all those oranges and those reds, especially on the dorsal. And then you get
Yeah.
that drip on there, and like that head is just super orange. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
love the frosted look that Hypo brings to the table. Some people are ghost haters, but I freaking love it, man. Absolutely
Yeah,
love it.
100%. Orange Dream, Fire, Krypton, Hypo, Het, Desert Ghost.
Yeah, gas, man. Did you put any that are pass?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, no, that's gas,
So
man.
it's kind of funny because my method to this is typically I'll go through Morph Market. I'll flip it to where I got my highest priced ones, and then I just like find stuff that I like. You know what I mean? So it's like some of these are $10,000, $15,000 animals.
It's not always about the price, man. Some things look great and it's super
No,
simple.
100%. And that's where I need to go back through and, kind of spend a little bit more time. Like pretty much I go through Morph Market, screenshot something that I like. But, I kind of want to show off some things that people have really put a lot of time into. And
Yeah.
some people like it, some people don't. Chocolate Mojave, Hypo Desert Ghost.
Yes, bro. I have a pastel cinnamon enchi chocolate hypo female, and I am in love with this chick. She is beautiful.
Mm.
Yeah, so full gas.
Yeah.
Hit the gas.
All
Let's go.
right.
Especially with DG.
For sure. Crystal Monsoon. Now, I have 3 monsoons, and I kind of want to see if you have like a preference on which one is your favorite, because I know you like monsoon. Would you take this route?
So crystal is what two G's together? Refresh my memory
I
if you
think it
know.
was Mojave Special. Is that right? I think, or
Mojave
something.
Special.
I,
Yeah,
I
I
could be
think that is.
wrong.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right. But that's like so as a goal, crystal monsoon, no.
Yeah. Okay.
But as a building block, fuck yeah, hit the gas super hard.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, they're saying
Yeah,
Mojave Special is crystal.
Mojave
Yeah,
Special. Okay, yep.
yeah, yeah. So
So
that one,
Anchi Mojave. Oh
so
yeah,
like
go
I
ahead.
said, that one wasn't that eye appealing, but
Yeah,
the potential of what that could do makes it eye appealing. Does that make sense?
yeah, no, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
because
that's
it's
like
not always
sometimes
about.
what. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. No, I was just gonna say, it's not always about what that looks like. It's about what that could make with other things. So, I'm always looking
Yep.
for the future, man. I feel like I live like 3 years in the future, and I'm just always trying to catch up to myself. Um, yeah,
I feel that. So next up, Anchi Mojave Monsoon.
yeah. Hit the gas super hard on that. Hit the
Oh
Nas.
yeah, man. Like, yeah, I really feel like Mojave does a lot of great things, and yeah, that Enchi, you could tell it's like it is kind of cleaning up that pattern a little bit. So I think it's a good start for that.
Yeah, it's a nice stepping stone, man. I like that.
I thought I had just like a regular monsoon here. Maybe I didn't, but that's all right. Moving on, G stripe acid, red stripe.
G stripe, acid, red stripe. I might pass on that, man, because acid is a very busy pattern genetic.
Yeah,
And I feel like the genetic stripe takes away from that. So I try to, I try
yeah.
to, you know what I mean? Like genetic stripe leopards, like those are dope because it makes the black band on the genetic stripe super thick. You know,
Mm,
I'm not saying that's not a beautiful snake, but just for my preference, I would pass.
yeah, sure. And this next one I think I did show last week, but honestly, it's like one of the most cool ones I've seen on Morph Market, or at least like, got leopard, genetic stripe, clown, het, desert ghost, possible het pied.
Yeah, fuck
That
yeah.
thing is just sick, man. Like, there might be some weeks where I kind of bring back some previous animals that I've showed on this segment.
Yeah,
But sometimes people just need to see them, like for me, it gets my mind going as far as like, man, what can I put into a combo? And, some people who maybe have never watched the show are going to see it and, just get like,
yeah, that's
a
the thing.
lot of
Man.
sparks going on
You're
in
gonna
the
get a
brain.
different opinion from every guest that you have on. So you could show
Exactly.
you could show the same 10 every time, and you'll
Yep.
get different answers all the time.
100%. Now this one's a little bit trippy to me. Mahogany black pastel paradox. So, I mean, you could say that's just a paradox, but it's like, do you want the genes or you just want like the beauty? You know what I mean?
Well, I'm a fan of
Mahogany is mahogany is awesome though.
yeah, I'm a fan of mahogany, and I'm a fan of black pastel, and obviously I'm a fan of pied. I don't think anybody isn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd hit the gas for sure.
I love when you get a nice paradox like that, and yeah,
Yeah,
just having some of those awesome genes in there is pretty dope.
super
All right, so
mahogany
this is
black
what some
pastel.
people were asking for is a lavender clown pied. Or yeah, well, this says pied in there too, but pretty awesome. I don't know.
So
Like I said, maybe you don't like it. Maybe you don't like it.
so as a stepping stone, yeah, I like it. I would need more dark genes in there to really
Yeah,
express those lavenders.
sure.
Yeah, it's badass though. And she asphalt, yellow belly, lavender, het pied. Yeah, fuck yeah, look at that thing. It's crazy looking, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Now as it gets older, I feel like some of that lavender areas will be kind of washed out a little bit. So again, I would focus on putting some darker genes in there,
Okay.
Yeah.
And kind of sort of along the same lines, but this one's got a lot more of that white, and of course that's going to be like purple and stuff. So
Yeah.
probably a lavender het pied.
Yeah, I saw this, man, and I shared it in the chat, man. I love that thing. It's beautiful.
Oh
So,
yeah, dude.
yeah, you see how like dark the white, I mean not dark, but like how thick the white is on top. To me that's very eye appealing, and I appreciate that a lot. So yeah, hit the gas super hard.
So this next one, is actually my animal. So let's see what you think, man. So this is a lavender leopard yellow belly het pied. You can tell me
yeah,
if you don't like it.
throw that
But
shit right. Throw that right in the garbage.
all right, I'm throwing it in the garbage.
No, bring it back.
Sorry, buddy.
Actually, no, bring it out. Bring it out right now, man. Bring it out in person.
Oh yeah. I know. I got you, man.
Yeah, no, man, that thing is beautiful.
This thing is
Like leopard and lavender. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. So for everybody, I'm gonna throw myself on solo.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, how do I do it? Solo.
Bird food.
So this
Yeah.
is that guy.
Look
But
how
you
beautiful
could,
that is.
when you see look at the flaring on that yellow belly,
Yes.
and then with the leopard in there too, and then he's also got yeah, it was a shameless little plug. I thought I'd just kind of see.
Nah, man,
But,
that's beautiful, bro. Nice pickup, bro.
Yeah, like really, really awesome. Love him to death. And
See,
then
but
I gotta.
you have a dark gene in there, man. You got a leopard in there, bro. That's doing phenomenal job with the lavender. I love it.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I know shameless little plug, but he's my baby. I love him.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Great pickup, bro. Firefly, acid,
and I did show this. I honestly think I've showed this every week. But I enjoy it. For anybody that's into Xanthic, I assume maybe they like it, but
yeah, no, I would hit the gas really hard on that. Look how beautiful that is.
dude, it's crazy.
But you see how you see how you can see acid in that, right? Like with the genetic stripe, you can't see all that.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why I feel like acid and the genetic stripe, like maybe not the best idea together.
Sure. Next up, Firefly Xanthic Clown. I think I did show someone off too, but man, such a clean pattern, so white.
I'm all about that Xanthic Clown stuff, man. That's like where my heart's at. So yeah, that's like I said earlier. That's gonna be my foundation for my quads moving forward in the next few years. So
yeah, no, that's a good direction. I think this is like one of the cleaner or cleanest like Xanthic combinations that I've seen so far, and yeah, I'm in love with it.
Yeah, not gonna lie, man. It looks very bladish.
Super Orange Dream Entry Hypo Pied 50% Het Ultra Male.
Entry Hypo Pied Orange.
This was like, I know a lot of these are really expensive, but this was like at the top of the list. I think it was like 14,000 or something.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
I hit the gas super hard on that. That's beautiful.
What do we got here? Super
great.
Pastel Desert Ghost Pied 66% Het Cryptic.
Super Pastel Desert Ghost Pied. I don't know, man. Maybe without the Super Pastel, maybe just one copy of Pastel would have did it for me.
Yep. I thought you might say that, or anybody else, because like, I mean, it looks like a beautiful snake and everything, but like Super Pastel, like you gotta choose it wisely. Same with Pastel, but
it's just kind of destroying all the saddles, and yeah. So I'd pass on that one. I mean,
all right.
Genetically, yeah, it's a powerhouse, and you'd want that in your collection, obviously, for future projects. But just as that alone, like if that was just what it would be, then nah, probably not.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you there. And last up, we got a Cinnamon Russo Dark Knight.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hit the gas all day on that. Love it.
Yeah, this thing, it just looks so.
Bro,
it looks so unreal to me, to be honest.
Yeah. And the way that the blushing is like heavy on the top half or the front half of the snake, and then it starts to darken as you go back towards the back, like and then the white that's coming up between the alien heads. I mean, just look at the shape of the alien heads. The thing looks crazy, man. And then the silver eyes. I'm a sucker for silver eyes.
Like, to me, it reminds me of something like a primitive sort of thing. Like the alien heads look like bones, and like
yeah, they sure
this
do, man.
kind of and then they had those reds, and like everything just works so well together with that one. But all right, Ray, thank you so much. That was our bit for pass or guess.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it's fun, cool. Like everybody loves eye candy, and it's also interesting to kind of like get into your mind to see like what you enjoy. And because some people will take something and like two people have completely different opinions on it. You know what I mean? So that was it, and thank you everybody for participating. And then kind of like sort of wrapping up this. I'm not sure how much more I have left. I might have a little bit more. You got more time?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm all yours, bro.
All
Take
right,
advantage.
bro. All right, you got it. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go straight into what I got for my notes. But do you attend shows or vend, or do you plan on, vending?
So I've only been to maybe like a small handful of shows. I've been to Pembroke, I've been to Daytona once, I've been to West Palm a few times. Not a few times. This will be a few times. Coming up this
Okay.
weekend. Um, I'd like to. My end result would be to be able to go to like 4 big shows a year. So Arlington, Daytona, Anaheim, and Tinley. October Tinley would be phenomenal. A
Yeah.
phenomenal scenario for me. Um, do I think I'll vend? Yeah, I'll definitely vend eventually. That's nowhere within my range right now because, like I said earlier, I'm just kind of building a double and triple head army is the goal. So with those snakes, I'm not trying to vend. I'm trying to hold everything back so that way I can
Okay.
produce visuals. But when I do actually start vending, I'm gonna hit the block pretty hard, and I look forward to that.
Nice. I think I forgot to ask you, but where are you located?
I'm in Florida. I'm in South Florida.
Florida.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
yeah.
man.
Another
Yeah,
Florida boy.
I would love to go to Daytona. Like I haven't really been to any big shows yet. Just kind of in the Denver area, Colorado Springs area since I started. So I haven't gone out of state for anything yet. But my goal is to go to Tinley for sure this year. And I don't have time or money to go to Arlington because that's coming up so soon. But I was hoping I could go to Tinley in March, but I think, especially taking everybody's advice, I have to hit the October. Have a good
Yeah,
night, Darlene.
October Tinley is definitely a must. That's definitely going to be a goal of mine for this year. Right
Yeah.
now, I'm in a living situation where like my bills exceed like 5K a month, so it's pretty freaking heavy to be honest with
Yeah,
you.
no, for sure. Yeah,
I
my
can't
bills are insane.
Yeah, I can't wait to get out of this location that I'm at now so that I could actually save money to do things that I look forward to doing. But also, with the clothing line and then with the rodents and then the snakes and then, hopefully I could get that water system thing going and, just
Yeah,
generate income that will help me move forward in the hobby or the industry. I don't like calling it a hobby, man, because to me it's an industry and it's a business. It is what I'm passionate about and my heart bleeds for it.
yeah,
um so in a sense it's a hobby, but it's definitely more than that, man. It's not just a hobby to me. It's more than that.
for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, Will. Yeah, I will take your advice though, maybe. It's just for me, I just I like this view a lot better. Maybe it doesn't look as good for you guys, so I do apologize.
I
Um,
like to do it like this too, so
I like it like for me, it just feels so empty when I kind of have the smaller windows. But yeah, maybe on a TV or something it might look better. But yeah, I'm always down for advice and kind of figuring out what people like and what kind of people enjoy live better and what's best for the viewer experience.
yeah, it's cool, man. I
Um,
like to stick my face right in here so you guys can see my pores.
yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Here,
So, are you selling animals right now, or like have
um
you had
I've been
transactions and?
yeah, I've been selling snakes for years now. But a
Yeah,
lot of it is more face to face type stuff. It's not like stuff
gotcha.
that I put a few things on Morph Market. I've sold a few snakes on Morph Market. I've got some good
Oh,
reviews.
okay,
That's cool to
nice.
have. But like a lot of the things that I was producing was not like stuff that's needed to be on Morph Market. I
No,
could
I
go to
feel
my
that.
local pet store over here and or reptile store, and I could sell them to them, or I could trade them in for other snakes, or
Okay,
I got people that I deal with personally, and they'll pick stuff up for me where I don't even have to post anything for sale. Um,
for
so,
sure.
yeah, and usually, honestly, that's where you want to be, man. You want to be at the point where you're known enough and you're trusted enough that when you're hatching things out, people already want it from you before it's out the egg.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
you don't want to have no name and then put a snake on Morph Market and you're waiting, you know, 9 months before you sell a snake. That's not the goal. So
yeah.
it's super important to put
Um,
yourself out there and let people know who you are and let them get familiar with you and comfortable with you, and you know, it makes things easier for sales. But more than that, it's about building the relationships. And dude, I got awesome friends in California. I got, you know, friends in Australia. I got friends in Europe now. You know,
I
like all
know
because
it's crazy. It's
yeah, all because
crazy.
of this
Yep.
industry. You know, friends in Canada. Like, yo, if you're coming to Canada, man, I got you, bro. It's like, fuck yeah,
Yeah,
that's so awesome, man. So, you know,
for sure. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, because I mean, anywhere I go throughout the country, I can guarantee I know at least one person there. You know what I mean? And not just the country. It's like, yeah, we can go to Canada, and there's people kind of throughout there, and we can go to the UK, and I know 3 or 4 different people out there, and
yeah,
it's quite a trip to think that I can pretty much travel anywhere that I want to go and find stuff. But yeah, you know, Australia or New Zealand, like there's just people all over, man.
yeah, it's super cool, man. I love it so much, man. To be honest with you.
hmm so I'm curious, does with your past, as far as like you know, like trading cards or you know doing like your storage units and things like that, do you think any of that experience with sales transfers or helps you doing any of this, or is it just like a completely different game?
No, man. I've been in sales my whole life, even prior to the tattoo, taking
Yeah,
tattoos seriously. So it's just the most important thing that I could share with everyone to help them is take care of people. Take care of the people. I say it all the time. I'm like a freaking broken record, to be honest with you. Take care of the people because at the end of the day, uh, you know, it's not just about making the sale. There's three types of salesmen, right? There's the one that sits back and wait for the sales to come, and they really don't sell shit. And then you got the very pushy salesman that makes you feel like shit, you know, 30 minutes after you leave wherever you bought whatever you bought from them. And then you got the salesman that makes you feel like you're flying on cloud nine for 6 months, because of the transaction process and the way that he made you feel, the way that he treated you. You know, and it's just super important to take care of people, man. Make them feel great. You know, so
yeah,
that's uh
hundred
that's
percent.
something that I've been very heavy hearted about throughout any kind of adventure that I go into is you know, take care of the people and look out for the people, and you know, everything will fall into place after that.
Yeah, um, yeah, that's really awesome. And I did have like one more subject. I don't know if I want to go over it just because my phone is kind of getting low.
Yeah,
You
whatever you
know, I
want to
don't
do.
know. Like we can, I guess we could keep going, man. But you know, I think I am gonna kind of wrap it up. But I'll definitely have to have you on for round two
Yeah, of
at some
course, man.
point.
Yeah, this has been great.
Because
Actually, honestly, 2 hours and 12 minutes went by super fast, man.
yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, we'll maybe go for another 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, no
Um,
doubt.
but final thoughts and questions. Do you have any advice for any reptile keeper or breeder looking to start?
I would say for one, research your ass off. Do as much researching as you can on whatever species it is that you want to get into. So if it's ball pythons, do what I did. Go on YouTube and type in ball pythons and watch every single video that you possibly can. Let that be, you know, if you're used to watching your TV show every Thursday night on NBC, you know, cancel that shit and watch ball python videos. Um,
Yeah,
you know, get into chats and start communicating with people and start building relationships, because those people are going to be the ones that help you when you're coming into tight corners where you're not sure how to move, you know. So good mentorship, building relationships, and just self education, man. Like, don't think that, you know, you're going to get into a group of people and they're just going to take care of everything for you. Do your own research, you know, come up with your own ideas and concepts, and run that by people to then analyze what you think. You know,
yeah,
don't wait for people to tell you what to think. Think for yourself, and then run that by people that, you know, you care about what their opinion is, and see what they say. And if they say you need to maneuver a little differently or maybe give you some suggestions, then you could do that. But at the end of the day, have your own mind, you know?
yeah, for sure. And actually, this is something I kind of wanted to hit on earlier. At least, just one of my questions is: do you have mentors?
So I didn't start out with any,
Yeah,
and I would say right now, I don't even say I have mentors. I say I have brothers and sisters where, you know, I could call any one of them up and say, you know, hey Keys, man, what do you think about this? And he'll give me
Yeah.
his honest opinion, and or I'll say, hey Emilio, what do you think about this? Or hey Justin, what
Yeah.
do you think? Or anybody, hey Pat, what do you think about this? So
Yeah.
I think I've passed the point of mentorship, and I'm just more into like a siblinghood. And I say sibling instead of brotherhood because I have females also. I could hit up
Sure.
Nicole. I could hit up Nicole, or I could hit up Keisha, or I could hit up.
Yep.
There's women in the industry too, and they're phenomenal, and bring a lot to the table. So it's more of a siblinghood than it is a mentorship.
No, 100%.
Does that make
Like
sense?
you got that family, and
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's important because like this community is for me. It's like it's basically a giant family, and um, yeah, man, it's good to have that support rather than thinking that you're coming to like a mentor or, like seeing them as like a boss figure where it's like, oh, I can only, come to them, when I have like a serious question or they're too busy for me sometimes, it's like
Yeah.
you got your brothers and sisters out here and
So to
yeah, you
some
can go to
people,
them anytime.
to some people, I'm the little brother, right?
Yeah.
To them, and then to some other people, I'm the big brother to them. So either way, there's a role to play, and the best I could do is just want to see you win, and
Hmm.
give the best advice that I could give to you, to help you succeed in whatever you're trying to accomplish. So, they do that for me, and I do that for other people, and it's just that's how we build, man. That's how we grow together. Um,
Yep.
Super important, man. Super important.
100%. Now, when it comes to podcasting or YouTube, social media, do you have advice for someone trying to do all that?
Well, I'm honestly, I'm in the infancy stage of planning a podcast for myself,
Gotcha.
where I'll be interviewing people, the way we're doing right here, right now. Um, I don't want to be like everybody else, just like
Yeah.
with everything else that I do. So I have to maneuver differently and kind of plan differently. And, obviously every podcaster has different questions and a different thing that they bring to the table. And I just want to make sure that I kind of have mine tuned in so that I'm not lost in the sauce, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
100%.
Yeah.
Um,
So I can't really give
and
advice about that. I would just say, pull the
yeah,
trigger on it and learn as you go. And that's the best education that you'll ever get. Because I could tell you a million things, but until you start doing it, nothing's going to change.
for sure. And I would, yeah, along that sort of line is, for me, like I was so nervous for the longest time. And, all it took was for me to jump in that pool rather than just kind of stare at it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'll get in one day, or it's going to be too cold, or it's going to be too deep, or I don't know how to swim. Like, sometimes you just got to get out there and do it, and you're going to do great because every day that you put yourself out there, you're going to get better. And yeah, thank you so much, Adam. I appreciate you. Yeah, I think the important part with anything in life is to just start. And you're not going to be the best at it at first. You're probably going to look back, and be like, oh man, like I really, I was just crawling at that point, but you got to crawl before you walk, and then you got to walk before you run. And then, eventually you can, go the distance and kind of keep up with everybody. So,
Yeah. Have patience. Like I would say, have patience with yourself and be kind to yourself, but don't procrastinate. Right?
sure. Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
patience and be kind to yourself, but don't procrastinate. Procrastination is death, bro. It's like stagnation. Stagnation is death.
100%.
Keep it moving. Keep the ideas flowing. Keep
Yeah.
trying to improve on everything that you're doing. Yeah.
Yep. And kind of on my last couple questions is what can we do better as a community?
That's actually it's a harder question than you make it sound. What can we do better as a community? I think that maybe we could be more personable. I think that maybe we can be more transparent about our blessings and our lessons. And I think through that transparency, it'll help people grow faster and
Yeah.
bring people closer. So yeah, I would say we could be more transparent, and it's obviously if you have a shitty message, then that's bad. But usually you could get your message across in a lot of different ways. And I just hope that people choose to deliver their message in a way that's not disrespectful and is more encouraging and inspiring or motivating than anything.
All right. And second to last question, and it kind of might, revolve around everything we just talked about, in the past couple minutes, is what advice or words of positivity would you leave for anybody that's watching this?
Be
It
your
could be
authentic,
anything.
yeah, be your authentic self, and don't worry about who likes you or dislikes you. The people that like you will never miss you, and they will gravitate towards you. And there's not a show to put on for anybody. We're not. This is not theater. We're not here watching a movie. This is real life, and just to be your authentic self, man. And what's meant for you will never miss you.
For sure. And my last question, I didn't know where to fit this in on the interview, but I wanted to make sure that I ask every single guest this, just because it's kind of fun. I probably could have put it at the beginning. So it's just kind of like a fun little icebreaker, but this is like the end of the show anyway, so that's all right. But if you could hybridize any two animals in existence, what would you put together? Whether it's like a cool animal or whether it would be something as a pet, or maybe it could be like scary. Like, I've gotten some really far out, interesting answers,
Hybridize any two
Yeah,
animals.
I'm not talking about like ethical. I'm saying like Jeremy Warfel, he said it's like
No, wait, don't tell me what you said, 'cause
saber.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No,
I
yeah.
wanna hear it, I
You
wanna hear it.
gotta. I don't want to
tell
give
me
you
after
any
I say mine.
ideas. All right.
Let's
I
see.
like it.
Let's. Okay, so probably my two favorite animals.
Okay.
And it's gonna be weird. Ready?
All right. No, that's the whole point. That's the whole point, to think outside of the box.
A Komodo dragon and a panda bear.
Oh man. Okay. So can you tell me some details about what that would look like? That's really interesting, though.
I don't know, man. You didn't ask me all that, bro. I don't know.
Komodo dragon, polar bear. Yeah, we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, I don't know
awesome.
how that would look, man. It would be like a Komodo dragon that's furry, like a panda bear that eats bamboo instead of animals.
Okay.
And doesn't
have a cool pattern. I don't know, man. That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. That'd be freaking crazy though.
But hey, that's your two favorite animals. Yeah, they're super awesome animals.
Yeah, I don't know. You told me some weird random hybrid. Like, yeah, sure, let's try that.
No, I like asking that question because it's interesting to see like how people want to answer that. Like even like Sherry here says an elephant and a beaver. The two most random animals in the world.
Yeah,
put them together, and it's just it gets your imagination thinking.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, now that you kind of said what you said, I think, I can't remember everybody's answer, but Jeremy was like a saber-toothed tiger, polar bear, and some people say like, I think I've heard like a snake shark, and I think it was like a Komodo dragon eagle or something like that. And it's like,
yeah, that'd be fucking terrifying.
It would be, yeah. But you know what, Ray? I think that wraps up my entire show. Once again, thank you so much for coming out. But before you leave and before anybody else gets out of here, I want to give a shout out to next week's guest.
Yeah, cool,
so next week I have Jay from Jay's Reptile Life.
The homie Jay, that's what's up.
The homie Jay, yes sir. Awesome dude. He was one of the first people I kind of saw on social media when I got into like Instagram and all that stuff. And I've had conversations here and there with him, and I just thought it'd be really awesome to get him on here also as well. I wanted to get a different perspective from him since he works with so many different things, and I'm not sure if he's working with ball pythons.
He's actually my neighbor, man. He's like 40 minutes north of me. I need to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I need to go see him and say what's up, man. I've been super busy though, man. So I gotta.
Yeah. That's awesome. But I got him on next week, guys. Ray, if you could stick with me for just 1 or 2 more minutes.
Yeah, sure, man.
I'm gonna pull us off.
Just real quick, man. I just wanted to thank everybody that came and spent some time with us here today, and appreciate all of you in the chat. And if you've been here from the beginning and you're still here with us at the end, like abundant gratitude. Like really appreciate this.
So actually, I did forget to throw this in there since I didn't write it down. But Is there anybody you want to shout out? And on the part B of that question, is there anybody that you would recommend to come on my show?
So shout out to the usual suspects, because you know, we're all a team and we do this together, and you know, we all vibe on the same frequency, and we bring that to the industry, and we bring it hard. And I love that. And you know, shout out to everybody that fucks with me, man. Everybody in the chat right now that's been showing me love and has been around and is watching my growth. And I love everybody, man. I love everybody that has a soft spot in their heart for me, and you know, I appreciate it, and abundant gratitude. So, you know, and anybody that you should bring on, man, you should just go down the usual suspects list, man, because each one of us has something different to bring to the table and a different perspective.
100%.
So, I mean, there's so many of us, you probably fill your whole year up with that, so that's good.
Oh, no, 100%. I know I think I have like 3 or 4 of them coming up. I know I got T Keys coming on. Hopefully Keisha
Nice.
can come on, you know, with him. I got
Yeah.
Nicole. I got Gershon.
Nice, man.
I got, yeah,
You
I
gotta
don't know. It's like, I didn't want to, what up?
You got to get Justin, you got to get Jeremy, you got to get Pat,
Yeah.
you got to get Spicy Noodles, you got to get everybody.
Yeah, dude, I want
you
all
got to
those
get
guys.
Mizio. Yeah, man. That's the thing, man. That's what I love so much. Like, if we didn't call ourselves the usual suspects, we would still fuck with each other, because we all vibe on the same frequency, right? And there's such variety in our group that we have somebody for everybody. You know, you might not like me. Maybe, you know, for whatever reason, you just don't like how I vibe, or whatever your case is. But I guarantee you there'll be somebody in our group that you're going to vibe with, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just really cool, man. I just love it. I love everything that we're doing right now. And it's such an adventure.
It is, man.
It really.
And yeah, it's, you know, I didn't want to get too far ahead of myself. I want to ask every single one of those people, but I'm like, man, I'm only going to book 3 months at a time, because things could change with my schedule, or, you know, if I book somebody, things could change with their schedule. So
It's like you
quarterly and stuff.
December. Yeah, it's like you booking me for December. I'm like, I don't know, maybe if I'm free.
You'll probably forget by then, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. So no, you're doing a great job, man, and you're doing it the right way. And I see you, and I respect you, and thank you for doing what you do and bringing what you bring to the community, because that's awesome.
Awesome. Well, that wraps up, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Go to Ray's channel this way, and we're out.
What is up, beautiful people? I'll say it's not like a big one piece of information that you need to succeed. It's just an accumulation of a lot of little things, and you put it all together, and it helps you out tremendously. Started doing more research and really looking into what I wanted to get, and learning about the business end of it and the combos, and just really diving in deep to educate myself. Here's the thing, and I always say this shit to people: there's blessings and lessons, and that's all there is in life, right? So your blessings are your abundance and things that make you feel good, your accomplishments, blah 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 blah. Your lessons, my G.
Right.
If you don't acknowledge your lesson, you're gonna continue to fucking repeat that shit.
Exactly.